it is a problem, right?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know what I'm
but
saying? So,
yeah, but that's I think that's different though.
but no, we wanted it, right? Like we
No,
wanted
we wanted it. We didn't want it from every. We know
no,
we
right? But
wanted.
see, we
We had
didn't want
double
every
standard.
chick to do, but every man wanted
Right.
it, right? Like for a very short time at the bare minimum, every man
Yeah.
wanted no strings attached sex with a woman,
No,
right?
well. I think that we thought we wanted that.
Well, okay. I mean, if I, right. I think I want something. I want it at least until I get it, and then,
Yeah,
and I think
nigga.
that's where we at right now. I'm glad you said it the way you said it. I think we wanted, or we think we wanted, women to. A lot of men wanted women to. We said we wanted women to be like us, meaning we wanted women to be like, man, I just want to smash with all that your bullshit, right? The friends with
Yeah,
benefits,
we know what
right?
you're saying. It's like like you think you want to eat sugar every day until you get a motherfucking cavity, right? So all you
Right?
know
You're
what I'm
like, man, I
saying?
shouldn't have did that shit,
I
or
was
worse,
tripping,
you
you
smoking
know?
cigarettes until you got lung cancer. Now
Yeah,
you're
it's
like, man,
just
I should have
so
never. I was wrong.
yeah, just like on the flip side, women think that they want a street nigga up until it come with you know what I'm saying?
Some of the motherfuckers don't. I don't think they ever quit wanting it, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep it
No,
real.
I'm saying that
But I feel what you're saying, right?
until
You want the bad boy till you get the bad boy,
until
right?
yeah, like
Till
you
he
like
start acting bad. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying?
it's a price to pay for everything. So, but I see what you're saying. I just think that um, we didn't anticipate it being it becoming the apex of what you know women represent. Like now it's because then it was like we said we wanted that, but it was minimal availability, right? Everybody
Right, right.
had those chicks that everybody was knocking down. It was the same chicks, right? But
Yep.
now you can't really you gonna have to. I was talking to my son about this honestly, man. It's like, hey, it is normal for chicks they age to have more sexual partners than them in most cases.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't know what like
This
long
is what
term.
I mean, this is what we created, right?
You think we create? What do you
Men
mean?
created this.
You said men created this?
Yes. Who they
Damn.
fucking men, right? I mean,
Yeah,
if you think about it, we created and supported it. You ain't other than some homies, like some female homies helping female homies out. Women aren't subscribing to other women's OnlyFans, right? Women aren't in the strip club throwing dollars. When we feed,
I don't know, man.
not like men is what I'm saying. There's a
Okay,
few,
all right.
right? But we are the ones that created this. Women didn't naturally, at least back, some decades back, right? Naturally want no strings attached sex. They wanted attachment and then sex. You used to have to work for that shit. We pushed that shit. Music, motherfucking entertainment, the way we treated motherfuckers, banging them out and leaving them lying. Back in the day, you took 3-4 weeks to bullshit a bitch, right? You had to work, right, to get the ass.
Yeah, I think it's a difference between having no strings wanting no strings attached sex versus women being promiscuous.
But I mean, you can't have no strings attached sex without promiscuity. You can't, right?
I
I mean,
think
how do you have it?
I'm saying like if I think in the sense of like a man would be promiscuous if he wants to have no strings attached. Well, not necessarily because you can have no strings attached sex with one person and that one person can be having the same thing with you. You
Until
know,
until the
I
string
do.
until the
I,
feelings kick
yeah,
in.
I do. Over time, yeah, I could see how that morphs into women losing value for themselves and then it becoming just typical. The
So
standard.
let me ask this question, and I know it's different, probably different for you than most guys. But what is your number of dates if you ain't smashing before you like okay I'm done with her? Because today dudes be like on the second date if they ain't getting the shit they done.
So I'm gonna be honest. For me, it all has to do with the quality of woman I'm dealing with. Like, like if I
That's why I
like,
said I know you different.
if I if I
Right, right,
if I dig you, that's irrelevant because it'll happen in due time. But it's got to be more. It's got to be something to you. You know what I mean?
right. It's got to be more
Like you. It can't just be you extracting my energy because that's what I'm saying.
right.
I'm not going for that. But if
But that's
you
rare though, right? Let's keep it real,
yeah, it
right?
is rare. It is. That's what I'm saying. But that's the exception. But like, it ain't no number. Like, if you giving it up to anybody else, don't when it
And
get to
that's
me.
where we at. That's what I'm saying. Like we pushing for it. If a chick's like, he gotta wait 5 dates, he's like, fuck that, I'm gonna go find somebody that's gonna let me wait 1 date or 2 dates, right? This is what I mean by we feed this shit, right? Like we say, if you let him get it, you gotta let me get it.
Okay, so let's talk about that concept though. I mean, is that not sensible?
No, it's not sensible. I mean, if listen, if I walk into the hospital and you a heart surgeon, do I get to be one too? Like it's some shit that may have
Oh
qualified you,
no.
right? But I'm saying it's something
Well,
qualified,
no, I'm
right?
saying, granted you are qualified, but I'm saying, okay, I understand that when a woman meets a man and if he that guy, he one of them, then yeah, she just might go ahead and like he has something she wants. You know what I mean? Or that
Right.
other women want, so she's attracted to it, and so she let it ride. I'm just saying me. Now I'm not saying you. I don't believe that we are that certain caliber of men are plentiful. So
Right.
I'm
Right.
saying for me, I'm not saying this guy didn't deserve it. I'm saying that he is not above me. I know
Right.
you know what I
Right.
mean, and I'm gonna show up with that. I can stand on what I'm saying,
Right.
but that's all. It ain't even about her being promiscuous. It's just about like how I feel about myself.
But see,
Um,
that's I'm with you on that, right? Because I feel the same way. But this is how every dude feel right now, from the lowest level cats
I
who
don't
ain't
think
got
it's men's fault though. That's what I'm saying. I think that women in general allowed like men to get to that space to where um they just made it easy. Like they just made it easy. Like some of these dudes that I know dudes that got kids by women who's like come on, I just this he just obviously it's your body, but I'm saying this
right. I'm with you.
nah,
I'm with
like
you.
come on, man. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. You ruin it. At that point, you put yourself at the bottom of the barrel. You might as well because this
I
dude
just I just feel like this is what we asked for, not to this level. Like we wanted it, like we asked for some shit, and
we
it
got something
came
to do
with
with it.
consequences we didn't intend,
We got
right?
something to do with it for sure. I
Like if
won't.
I want to get high and I try heroin, this gonna come with some motherfucking consequences I did not intend,
Man,
right?
you coming with the most
I
extreme
go to
example.
extreme. You know why I go to extreme? To put it in position, right? Like this shit applies across the board. Like if we talk about minor shit, right? It's like, okay, but when you hit it with that truth, right? That serious is that serious, right? So
Okay.
I go to the extreme to say, listen, people make decisions that see, like most of the shit. I'm gonna say most men. I'm guilty of it. Most of the shit I've done in my life wrong seemed like a good idea at the time, right? Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, this is cool, and then the shit went south. I see Robin down there. I guess we probably should. Robin, you ain't gonna sit here and eat today, right? You gonna talk with us?
Man, That's why.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
That's why I didn't say that. I'm like, I'm gonna wait till she ready, and
Oh,
then
I know. I put her
Oh
on the
yeah,
mute.
I didn't know that I was on yet. I was
No,
like,
you wasn't.
oh,
You was
let's
down there, so we can see you when you pop in, right? So you weren't
oh,
technically on, right? But we can see you. So what's up, Robin? So we I don't know if you started in the beginning or not.
no,
And
I
if you
literally
start
just popped.
eating, goddamn it, I'm gonna boot you out. But
I'm finna go get some food right now.
I can't stop you. But well, anyway, we're talking about, and in my opinion, I think we as men have asked for no strings attached sex or one night stands or booty calls so much. Now it's available, damn near is one of the only flavors available. And I think now we mad at our requests that we were previously submitting. You know what I'm saying?
man, we didn't ask for this from every woman. Now
No, but enough of us asked every woman, right? Like we didn't ask every woman.
but they had to say yes, right? They had
They
to say
had to
yes.
say yes, 100%. Because if you listen, this is how I believe, right? This is where as society got closer to where we at right now, it got harder for women to say no and still have any kind of action,
Why
right?
is it? Why is that harder for them to say no?
Because you get no more attention, right? Let's keep it real. Humans are
What
attracted
you
to other
mean?
people,
Why?
huh?
Huh?
So I was just gonna say, what you mean? Why?
I mean, people want attention, right? The whole point of social media,
See,
all this shit is
see,
attention. Women
that's
want,
what I said. This goes back to if you got to be. They're responsible for being whole people, man. Like if
bro.
you
But we always. This is not new. We all wanted attention
I
prior to
know,
social
I
media,
know, I know we
right?
all want attention, but I'm saying that like that's if you want attention, then I mean there's other ways that like you or you just want attention from men. Like that's
Women
the
want
difference.
attention. A lot of women want attention from men. A lot of men want attention from women, right?
Right.
I'm weird. I look at the shit like, to me, if you get all dressed up, you're looking for attention, right, from somebody else. That's how I look at it, right? Because I'm like,
Yeah, I mean that's
right,
what
but
I'm
that's
saying.
how we
But
go
if
out.
but it's about what it comes down to. What price are you gonna pay for that attention? What is
Well,
it
we
worth?
paying that price right now, right? That's what I'm saying. We didn't know we was finna pay the piper like this,
No,
right?
like men getting access to women. That's not.
But
That's not attention.
here's the problem. Now men are saying, you know how we said back, like in the day, it was the same men who had access to all the women. Or excuse me, women, it was the same women every man had access to, right? It was the hoes, if you want to call them that. Right? The neighborhood chicks that everybody was smashing. It was
Yeah, yeah.
now it's the dudes that a lot of chicks are messing with. A lot of dudes like, man, what happened? Right? You know what I'm saying? So the one night stands, if you will, the ease
Yeah,
access
yeah,
came about.
these are the offspring of them.
Right. The ease access came about, but
Yeah.
now it's okay. So now the top 10, 15, 20% cats, right, is getting all the action. And the dude's
Okay.
mad.
All I'm
Right?
saying is why is it not women's responsibility to use discernment? Like I don't understand that. Like
It's their
if you
responsibility.
can't say you can't like how is it okay for them to not just for it to be, oh, it's just hard for them to say no.
I didn't say it was hard. It's harder because at some point the no's leave you with no attention whatsoever. Right?
No, just no,
You
no.
get a chick right now that
It ain't
puts on
say yes to the right nigga. That's what it comes
the
down
right
to.
dude ain't coming. It's too it's
If
bro.
you
Majority
not in
of
the
the
right
right,
place,
majority of
Okay.
the right dudes is already married.
huh?
I
That's the
mean,
problem.
so go ahead, Robin. Go ahead.
I said majority of the right dudes is already married.
Or taken at a bare minimum.
Definitely.
That's
So it's like, I
okay.
mean, I mean,
Um,
at the end of the day, we're not gonna
That's more
know
for
if
the
the guy.
look,
We're
Polly,
not
Polly for the
technically
talk
gonna
right now.
know if
Yeah,
the
Go
guy
ahead,
is.
go
yeah.
ahead.
We're not technically gonna know if the guy is right until we say yes, anyways.
Say that
So we
again.
got a chance. We're not technically going to know if the guy is the right guy until we say yes. Like you can talk all day,
Well,
but you
okay, I hear what you said, but I think I'm saying yes, but that it shouldn't translate to saying to access to full access. Like saying yes to I will entertain you is fair, is that's fair. Yes to I'll allow you to court me, you know what I mean? Let me feel you out. That's fair. But I mean, once you say yes to giving him access, I mean that's right there. You gave your power away. Because once you gave him that access, I mean you really don't have what on what grounds do you have to place any demands on his commitment level after you gave access?
the commit like what they say. Okay,
Robin,
the
you finna get
saying
mad at
used
me
to be what
because I feel like this. We had this conversation when I'm like, what is dude? Why is dude gonna marry you if you did everything? Remember that conversation we had? I'm like,
Oh
you
yeah. So the
like you
thing
you
is
you've
like
done it all. Like there's nothing
the
in it for him
saying,
now but restriction.
the saying used to be, why buy the cow if you get
Yeah.
the milk for free?
Yep. Yep.
Okay,
It's
but
still the same though. Why is that? You said it
I
used to
mean
be.
very true. But in the same breath, like
You do you
what
let me ask you, do you disagree with that?
not particularly. I wouldn't say disagree with it, but I can definitely debate with it.
Okay, let's go ahead.
I
Like
disagree, right?
You disagree with that?
Yes. Well, again, I'm looking at it from my perspective, and I'm probably wrong.
Yeah,
The
you
free milk ain't the one that it's just not the one I want, right? Like that's, you know what I'm saying? Like I understand a lot of why buy the why buy the cow if the milk is free. It's the chicks they getting the free shit from that ain't really worthy, right? That's how I look at it. I think so. I'm looking at it different because I'm looking at it from the dick discipline standpoint, right? Where dudes need to stop fucking with these chicks that ain't wife material, right?
right. I'm saying, okay, if the woman that's a quality woman is given the same level of of access as these women that are not quality women, then they put themselves in that same plane. Then it's like,
Okay, so you
I
had said
mean, there's a
earlier,
difference though, because I mean, you have quality women. Like I wouldn't even say myself is 100% a quality woman. I would like to think I am, but I'm not. Every woman
why
needs
why
improvement
why would you say that though? I'm interested in why you say
because
that
I
about
still
yourself.
need because I still need improvement. I'm not perfect.
But that don't mean you're not quality though. Where is
I
that?
mean, I'm not saying like, oh, I'm just like I'm not like I ain't saying like, oh yeah, I'm just out here giving it away to every
No,
nigga
I
I
know that
see.
I'm saying, but you said is equality and perfection is synonymous when I don't, you know what I mean? Like it's interesting that you said
Like
that. That's all.
first off,
Just
I
interesting.
have 5 children, 3 different men. I'm already below par already. Just off of that statistic
we're
alone.
talking dating what it's not
Yeah,
not
dating wise.
human value, right? That's what I mean.
Like
We on the
that's what I'm saying. Dating wise, if a
Okay.
quality
All right.
person
Okay.
is,
All
you
right.
know what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
So
get it. I
that's
get it.
just one thing. Okay, so me personally, my standards already have to be like my standards are set, but I have to what is it? Negotiate them
Or
basically.
modify a little bit.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank
Yeah,
you. I was
yeah.
thinking in my head like I'm trying to speak fast, but
Adjust the motherfuckers, though. You know what
yeah,
I'm
like I
saying?
gotta, I have to adjust what I'm looking
Yeah,
for now.
I get it. I get it. I
So
get it.
it's
Can
like
you
okay,
can you can you
cool.
give an example of what things you would have to adjust as a woman? Like women generally like, okay, in in any other situation, I would not really typically go with this, but in my situation, I probably have to be a little bit more. I'll probably be okay with it. Is it
Like
looks? Is it what is it?
no, my looks is no. The looks that I go for, that's not. We're not
No,
negotiable.
no, no negotiable. Okay, what are negotiables then? Like that's what I'm asking you. What are negotiables?
Like the number of kids that you have, that's
Okay,
negotiable. Like
okay.
the number of baby mamas you have, that's negotiable.
Basically, you
Like
you weigh your liabilities against theirs. Whatever you got going on, you kind of be got to be open to if they got something similar going on.
pretty much.
Okay,
Like
I get it.
when it was just me and my two sons, it was like you either got one baby daddy or no kids. Like period. I'm not that. That's not something that I'm gonna get into.
All right.
I don't feel like arguing with another woman. Now, once I had my first daughter, of course, at that point in time, I was like, damn, like now I got two baby dads.
I think
It
looks
was
got to
like
be on the
damn,
table.
like
I think looks got to be on the table. I mean,
yeah,
when you
no,
listen,
looks
listen.
that's not like I
Here's two.
definitely have a type.
I feel you, but does that type like three baby daddy type chicks, right? Like that's what I think where we have the.
But
I
for
mean, but that's
men,
the thing. Like
that might work
even
in
though
their
I do
favor.
have like even though I do have three, I guess kids' fathers because I mean technically only one of my
I know what you're saying, but from the outside, right? There's
yeah.
three different dudes that you have
So from
children
the
by. Whether
outside looking in, like once they get to know me, then it's like, oh shit, like they're gonna turn around and modify what they got going on too. I can almost guarantee that because one, I'm not stupid. I'm definitely book smart. Like I come with a clean house. Like I come with wifely duties because one, I've been a wife.
but you got to get
Um,
there, and I think that's the part you're missing, right? Like if you
definitely have to get there, but I
right,
also
like
have to
okay, she
show
got
that I
three
can
baby
do it.
daddies. Maybe I don't get to know you
Like
like that.
a man not gonna just look at you and be like, oh, okay, yeah, like without ever seeing my house, without ever seeing my
Shit, just
kids,
a
be
man you
like,
don't
yeah.
know. Shit.
But that's the
Maybe
thing, like they're gonna eventually wonder, like, okay, does she at least keep a clean house? Like, what is her belief standpoint? Does she believe in God? Does she not believe in God? Is she agnostic? Is she a Christian? Is she Jewish? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're gonna ask those kind of questions. So eventually, I have to open up, like, okay, cool, like, yeah, you can come over, we can hang out here. The way you can at least see the house, see that the house is clean, see that my kids are well taken care of, like,
yeah, but
kind of like that.
in a man's mind, like I'm in there. Once I get to the crib, that's where you most vulnerable at. You know what
Right,
I
then you
mean?
comfy here. This is where
Yeah,
your panties sleep.
yeah,
You know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
Well,
yeah.
that
That's I'm
like
just saying that's the difference in how it registers with us. You know what I mean? Like, let's get back to like I wanna focus on where we the angle that we was coming from initially. Like how is it is we I guess we're trying to decide whether or not it's more on the responsibility of men or women as you know as it relates to
Okay, so
the state that
let me
women are in right now.
let me ask this question, and this is why I always go back to men.
I mean, it's on both, in my opinion. The
Do
I
men
would
you
say
set
do
the
that
you
too.
standard.
feel
I would
like
say that too.
do you feel like if your daughter grew up to be like that, you succeeded as a father?
One more.
No,
It,
absolutely not. No, no.
why? If it's not on you, if it's not on the man, how is
Okay.
that?
No, no. Okay, from that
That's where
perspective.
I'm at with the men, right?
Okay,
Again, I always look.
I was thinking differently. I thought you were saying like
I'm not the
us,
dudes who
us.
want to. It's as I think as fathers, right?
Yeah,
We did
for
a lot of
sure.
wrong to lead us to this with our sons too. I'm not just
That's what
right.
I was. Yeah, yeah. I
That's
agree.
where I'm at, right? So when I
Okay,
say men, I
all
probably
right.
need to start going fathers instead of just saying men. Because
Yeah,
a dude over
that's what I
here
was thinking.
trying to smash this chick over here, he playing the part,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, so based on what you said, yeah, that
That's
absolutely
where
one
I'm
hundred
at, right?
percent. That's where
I
I'm
look
at
at
too. Yeah,
the so-called leaders, right?
yeah,
And that's the fathers. We used
yeah,
to say if in my day when I was growing up, the fathers above me would be like, "Hey, if your daughter ended up on the pole, you failed as a father. She was a
yeah,
stripper."
yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Now the pole is at their house. They doing the only like I'm
Yeah, for sure. Because in retrospect, I likely if I'm me moving how I was moving, I likely had a baby with a woman that didn't have no guidance anyway. So she wasn't if I was moving, you know what I mean. So she wasn't gonna be agreeable and cooperative for me to even have the influence I needed on my daughters anyway. She was gonna be moving how she moving and being and that ultimately influenced the generation of women that we're looking at right now. So yeah, and that yeah, I agree
That's
100%.
where I be going, bro. You know,
Yeah, I agree. I
I'm
agree.
still father. If it went bad, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? If the leader ain't right, the followers ain't right. Right?
Yeah.
And you should be, as a father, the leader. Right? I'm just keeping it real.
Okay. So okay, if I agree,
No,
we can.
I'm not laughing. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing because literally what you're saying is what me and my dad just argued about probably about 3 days ago. And you sound like me.
I'm just saying.
If we
I'm
can
like,
agree
hey,
there,
he said something that he thought was gonna hurt my feelings, but I kind of was like, well, don't that mean you dropped the ball?
No,
Like,
I mean, to a certain
as
extent,
my dad.
you have your own responsibility. Like, he should have taught you right. But listen, if my dad didn't teach me not to run into a brick wall, at some point I got to realize that shit hurt.
yeah. So okay.
Yeah, but it's after you ran into that motherfucker.
But if I keep running into it, then it don't matter
But
what he
that's
would have said,
yeah,
because
that's what I'm
apparently I
saying.
can't
Like
learn.
I think it is a
yeah,
part of
you,
a man's responsibility though to demonstrate how to recover. You know what I mean? And a lot of times people continue on the same path because they don't know how to recover from certain mistakes. You know what I mean? Certain decisions. So with that being said, I want to okay. So where do we put women's responsibilities in this matter?
In my opinion,
Let's say from a motherly standpoint.
from a motherly standpoint, picking the right man to procreate with has a. I mean, that's one of those decisions that controls the rest of your life, whether you want to admit it or not. Right?
Yeah,
Who you procreate with has a direct impact on your life.
yeah, for sure.
So I think from that perspective, picking the right individual at some point, right? I give everybody a one baby daddy pass, right? I mean, I will,
Why? Why though?
because I understand how easy it is to, this is gonna sound horrible, to manipulate a woman, right? If a woman trusts you, you have her full everything, right? And you're supposed to. Like, that's the submissive part that we always asking for. We want women to be submissive. We want them to sit back and follow and let us lead. And then when we mislead them, they're like, nah, they shouldn't have fell for that shit. Like, you can't have it both ways.
We cannot get around that it's gonna be goofy ass niggas. Like
I understand,
cannot
right?
get
I'm not.
around it.
That's why I listen. I give everybody a one baby daddy pass.
No, I'm saying, look at for the past at least 20 years. Let's say 20 start to go 20 years. We've been knew this. Like the baby daddy, baby mama phenomenon has
This ain't even new.
that's what I'm saying. So I'm saying that we got plenty of examples. So why do they still get a one baby daddy pass after
Because
like
those are everybody.
because at the end
Listen,
of the day, you got to remember. You still have to remember, Despo, that some people have kids young.
that's not an excuse. I'm not gonna
Like
let that
I
fly.
would definitely get him a one baby daddy pass if they was like 22 with one kid. Yeah, okay, cool. And you learned from that mistake. Yeah, all right, cool.
Hey,
I'm not gonna get a
Okay,
young thing a pass because the second you have, I mean, like when I say the one baby day pass, I'm just giving a pure, just a blanket. Hey, listen, people, you fall in love with sometimes with the wrong, especially the earlier it is, right? You fall in love with some motherfucker that it's your first, second love. You don't know the game yet. You've seen some shit, but bro, when you love a motherfucker, all the shit you just saw don't matter.
I guess what I'm saying is this. Like I understand. I give you like a pass for like you being a goofy on both sides. Like, you know what I mean? If my daughter ends up with a nigga like you ain't listening to me and this nigga's clearly a goofball and he took you on a ride. Okay, I give you that because sometimes we
That
gotta
ride
learn
might end
that
up with a
way.
baby.
I know, but I don't give you the pass on like we know like if you don't do nothing else, protect yourself and because you're protecting your child. Like it's that's unfair. Same thing with my son. Like, okay, if you I wouldn't this bitch is not worth it to me, in my opinion. But if you like her, then go ahead. But if you put a baby in her, we got a problem with, you know what I mean? Because that's a different situation. You know better than that. But I understand if you gotta learn in relationships. Like you have to learn. I can't teach you how to be in a relationship. You have to learn on the fly, I guess. So I understand that. But if I give you a pass, like, okay, I get it. We already expecting this because if we accepting that, then we are accepting mediocrity. And that's all I'm saying.
I
If
mean,
we, I know things happen, but I'm saying if we accept that as the standard, we are accepting mediocrity, and we
I
don't
mean,
deserve.
so you would rather a woman get pregnant and abort it than actually get
I think
pregnant.
you'd rather her
No,
not get
no,
pregnant.
don't
If
get
I,
pregnant.
you know what I'm saying?
I
We
mean,
know
like
it's
that's definitely that would definitely be high hopes, but in today, like in reality,
No,
In reality, everybody in the world is not having safe sex. We would love that.
right.
That would be a perfect world.
I
But
understand that.
everybody's not doing it.
I
Everybody has
understand.
the capability to do it though.
Right.
That's a choice.
I understand that.
That's not. I didn't say that everybody didn't have the
Right. I'm just
capability. I
saying,
said
like, I mean,
everybody just flat out not doing it.
right.
I just
That's
believe that it's easier to not have a baby than it is to have one.
100%.
Like it
100%.
so I'm
But in the
saying
same breath, you also got to remember there's pro-lifers and pro-choice.
But
Like
you
at the
don't
end of
have
the
to bust in a motherfucker. You don't have to let nobody
like
bust in you.
it's
There's
you like I'm saying to get have a baby, it's like you have to try to do it. Like you have to try to have a baby. Like you have to literally be like
the
fuck it.
process.
Like
Right. The
fuck it.
process is the process. But
Like
I'm
I
just
think
saying that. Come on.
huh?
I mean listen,
What I'm saying is it's people that try to have kids and don't have them because it's not that it ain't as easy as we like to think it is. So I'm saying that's how irresponsible that we are being. Like, damn, like
we definitely make having kids too simple. I don't think we realize that having a child is not me and somebody doing something. It's bringing a life into the world that is not asked to be here. And
right.
then they have to suffer whatever consequences we created.
That's what
Right.
bro, that's a
So
problem.
so the I think the carelessness of sex is in the aspect of, okay, cool, we're gonna do this and not really give a shit. And if it pop up, we'll deal with it. Not realizing that you just created a life that now has to that what didn't have to be here, right? But has to go through whatever shit y'all go through, right? As a couple or a separated couple, whatever the case may be. So I'm with you on that. Again, I'm still giving a one baby daddy, one baby mama pass, right?
That's crazy.
I mean, because listen, this is I'm adjusting the scale based on how society is today, right? It is what it is. We all should know better, but the mistake was made. Now,
I know more
who
people with kids than without.
that I listen that don't make it better, right? Like, you know what I'm
It
saying?
don't, but that's the
That's the
reason why I
reality.
picked the one
Okay,
baby
so
daddy, one baby
what
mama.
then but with that being said, I don't think it's no reason for us to entertain conversations about how we be better as a culture. Because with that standard, we will never be better as a culture. We couldn't possibly.
We do accept mediocrity more than anybody else, right? We do accept, we justify the bullshit,
Kai, I
right?
just think that like I'm saying somebody like you, this is where I think we gotta be a little bit more careful because now that I think about it, I'm like, man, you are too intelligent to have that standard. That's why I'm challenging you on that. Like, and you didn't even I'm saying that
Oh,
you were
I'm not dealing with that shit.
what I'm saying though,
I'm just
why
saying
are
for
you giving
everybody else.
why that's what I'm saying. But if the guy that really had came from circumstances that could generally result in this,
Justified. Yeah.
you intentionally like that's not what I'm doing. I'm going to do it differently,
Yeah, I
and then
never wanted to do that,
but you
right?
still allow that to be your standard. Then
It's not my it's my I'm accepting it. Because that's the right. When I
yeah,
say
that's what
accept
I'm
it,
saying.
let me I'm accepting it for other people.
So
That's not
what are we
acceptable for me.
supposed to do if they have like what are we like if a
Here
No,
person
no,
here's
comes around with one kid, one baby daddy out
no.
here,
I'm not
what are
saying
we
we should.
supposed to do
No,
about it?
I'm not
Like,
what
saying
you're
that we don't.
supposed to do is fix that shit with the
I mean,
first
you
one.
said let's not
That's
entertain the
what
Right.
thought of
right.
No,
making
like all
society
bullshit
better.
aside,
Like
like
how
you supposed to fix that shit and not continue to have them. That's what my one baby daddy, one baby
I,
mama pass is saying, okay, you did it. I'm not saying go have some more. I'm saying fix that shit. Y'all created a life, right? And this is where I think we don't realize how serious life is, right? And I'm extra emotional and involved in this shit now because I have a grandson and I'm looking, I'm like, man, this is crazy. Like motherfuckers
And
is doing this for fun.
that's why I said I don't understand you having that standard. So
I'm giving the one baby daddy. I'm not saying don't make the shit work. Don't figure out how to make it work. I'm not saying that. I'm saying okay, you had a baby, cool. Y'all work that shit out. Figure it out
okay,
for the
okay.
betterment of the family.
I honestly think that if you, because I feel like when you know how we have these conversations and then people ask questions like they feel like let's say women in general feel entitled to be able to move on with their life if their circumstances didn't work out with their baby daddy. I personally believe that was your shot right there. If you create a child with the wrong person, you don't deserve to have no relationship. That's your relationship is with you and that child and trying to figure out what that looks like. But if you feel like you are entitled to moving on in a relationship, then you basically are just as neglectful as the father is being like because you're not considering that child don't want that. That's not what that child asked for. He didn't ask for a substitute or you to continue to gamble with the man that you going. Because once you create another child or another family, that puts that other child at a detriment.
Do you?
I'm a living testament to that.
I'm going to tell you my
So wait,
belief.
so wait a minute.
Hold on, Robert. Give me 1 second. I'm going to tell you why I think it happens. Because there is always a dude there that's going to deal with it, and that's why it's okay. Right, so that goes back to us, right? There's
Yeah,
always.
yeah.
I
You
just
said
had
that
this
before.
conversation with my boy
No,
earlier. I'm like,
I
oh, these
agree.
hoes been this. I said, bro, it don't matter it doesn't matter what any woman's situation is. There's a dude right there ready to catch them when they fall.
Man, that's facts. That's
So,
facts.
so, so,
That's facts.
and I go, again, I'm always gonna hold men more accountable because we there when the shit goes south, and we're there to catch them when it go. And I'm not saying we should let people struggle. I'm not saying that. I'm simply saying, as long as there's an option, there doesn't for whatever, it doesn't matter. Right? I said this the other day when we was talking. I'm like, she could be 600 pounds. Bro, we see my 600-pound life, right? And the chick has a husband. It's always right. Like there's
What's
so-
up,
so-
Robin? Robin, you look a little bit
yeah, my bad. I'm yeah. Go ahead, Robin. Jump in.
disgruntled. You look.
Yeah, because I'm just confused as to if they have a kid together, neither one of them is supposed to move on. So we want to teach our kids how to stay in a toxic environment.
No, but when you create a life, so this is how I looked at
We
it,
can
and
stop
maybe I'm
saying,
wrong.
hey, yeah, we're going to create a life, or you shouldn't have created it. The life
No,
is
no,
here.
no. Right. This
Like,
is how I
at the
look
end
at
of the
it.
day, life is here.
When I created a life at 18 years old, with respect, my life is over. Now it is dedicated to these people, this person that I create. All my wants now have to take a back seat. If I want to travel the world, that's just got to take a back seat because there's somebody
You
here
and
that didn't
Carrie
ask to be.
you and Carrie had that understanding, and y'all both understood, like, okay,
Okay.
we're going to be together. We're going to learn how
We-
to make it work. And
we-
not only did y'all learn how to make it work, but y'all learned how to work with each other. Some other people that just had meaningless sex, there's babies produced off of one night stands.
And
Some
that
people-
is the
And
problem.
I'm not saying that
But
that's
even if
right,
it
and I'm not
is-
saying that it's not a problem. But in the same breath, you want to teach y'all kids how to stay in a toxic environment.
No, let's teach our kids not to have babies by the wrong motherfuckers from the start. Like we always go to the part that works for us instead of looking at the real shit. The real solution is don't have a fucking baby if you're not planning on marrying that person.
Okay,
Right?
that's beautiful. I understand that.
I'm talking
and
about what we
with you
teaching our
when you're right.
kids.
And I'm
Right?
with you when you're right. We should
Okay.
teach our kids that. But in the same breath, the kid is here. Y'all are both saying that they shouldn't be moving on or dating other people
They need to dedicate their lives to that child. You're 100% right. I'm in 100% agreement
with each other.
You have no choice. You don't have to be together.
In a
I prefer you. Huh?
In a toxic environment.
Listen,
why-
stop fucking
why-
toxic people. Let's start there. Right? Nobody just magically
They
turns
already
toxic.
fucked. They already fucked. We can stop
Okay,
saying
so they
they
lost,
shouldn't
right?
have
They
done it.
they
already
just
did.
throw them out. They lost. You can't do nothing about it, right? We can't change it. Let's fix the next generation, right?
I'm saying at least we just refuse to learn simple conflict resolution skills. Like if we don't really fuck with each other like that, but we made a baby, then we at least need to figure out how we gonna fuck with each other then, and that's priority. That should be priority before we decide either one of us is gonna move to the next situation. Let's figure out how we gonna fuck with each other. If we can't be in the same room together, you know what I'm saying? Y'all really need to figure out how to do that because it's better for your child to see the mother and the father simulate a healthy relationship. So we need to figure that out. Now I understand it takes two people, but I'm saying that should be the standard prior to you earning your way. That should be how we earn our way into entertaining other relationships. Is what I'm saying. That's
I mean, I feel you there. Okay, yeah, I agree with that.
We have a friend, an associate, acquaintance. She went on a cruise, did some one night shit, and got pregnant, bro.
on a cruise. Damn.
But
That's
su-
lit.
That's
surprisingly,
great.
you
That's
know who
lit.
she is, Robin. But
That's
I'm
lit.
not gonna do that.
Shut up.
But you know who she is. But surprisingly,
I don't know who that is.
you do. But surprisingly,
Okay.
dude came through. He's like, "Hey, listen, we created this life. I'm gonna do my part."
Let me ask you this. You may not know this detail, but I'm saying like it was on
On a party. It was a cruise, and they met each other, and they did the damn thing. And I don't know all the details, but you know, bodily fluids exchanged.
Yeah, I'm saying, but they must have been they were planned on staying in contact or something. Because how did they find
I'm sure they exchanged some contact info before it went down, type shit.
Okay.
Like, okay, I met so and so. Let's let me because everybody on that social media shit.
At least it was that it was responsible enough to do that.
I think my personal thoughts on it is if that happened
Wait a
before,
minute. Hold on.
right?
You want accepting one baby daddy, but you'll accept that they exchange contact information before they fuck.
When he say what I'm saying is
I'm
when you say one night stand, I be thinking like some random I don't know
right.
you,
I
you don't
just
know
met you
me.
in right.
We do our thing and then we go our separate way. But
I think that my thoughts
That's
on it. Maybe
probably how it happened, but they
I'm
both
thinking, dude, they met.
knew
It's like, oh,
mutual
let's exchange some
people.
contact information so we can communicate while we on this boat or whatever, right? I don't think it was like, hey, we did this, now let's exchange contact. I think it was the other way. Don't
okay,
make it better either way,
that's what I
right?
no, but to me it kind of does. That's what I'm
Or they
saying.
could have just done what they did, got each other's name, and she looked him up on social media
Could be either
and
way.
found
Yeah,
him.
Bro decided to
okay. All right,
come do his part,
okay.
right, to the best of his abilities, without even knowing the chick. If a dude that don't know a chick can do his shit, a dude that know a chick absolutely should be able to do his shit.
That's fine. That's what I'm saying. Like at least I'm not. That's what I mean when I say I know shit happens sometimes when we talk about temptation and stuff like that. I get human anatomy, but what I'm saying is if you are going to do that, accept full accountability and responsibility with that type of behavior.
We would
Meaning
never do that though.
whatever comes with it. All right. Well,
Bro, we need to chemically control when a motherfucker have a baby. That's the problem.
man, he said chemically. What does that
Bro,
look?
look at what happened when we don't. I just look
Yeah,
across the board,
yeah.
right?
I can't.
You
so
can
what?
you can't
So,
argue with the facts.
so
We
like
talk about how fucked up it is when we have the freedom to do it. You
so
got to
you
take
mean
that freedom away.
like a shot,
Shit, bro, feed everybody the juice until you get married, goddamn it, and turn off the juice.
damn.
I mean, it sounds crazy, but look at what we're dealing with, bro.
Look at Robin.
But look at what we're
I'm
dealing with,
trying to
and this
figure
is
out
not
if it's
anybody. This is
fireworks
not
or if
about.
somebody shooting over here. I'm scared.
This is what you say.
I'm trying to figure out if these is fireworks or if somebody's
It's
shooting.
Juneteenth. You know we finna fuck something up. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's just keep it real. I hate to even say that, and then we're gonna go back to the other
All right,
shit. But
all right. So
Juneteenth, we
yeah,
finna. So it's gonna be less black people in the morning than it was yesterday morning. You know how we
That's
act,
why that's
niggas.
why I'm trying to figure it out. Like, do I need to get down?
man. Listen.
All right. So
All right, back. So back. But here's where I'm saying, like, we don't manage our genitals properly, right? We don't.
we don't or we can't.
We don't. I mean, what difference does it make if you can? I mean, we
I
can
mean,
do anything.
I'm saying if we not really though because I'm saying if you don't do something for centuries, then it's safe to say that you just
It's
can't
not
do
for
it.
centuries, right? It's not for centuries. It might be for decades, a few of them,
Okay, decades. But I'm
right?
saying
But we did it for centuries.
over a period of time, right? But if we can make it like it's a such thing as evolution doesn't mean it's positive.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
So if we've evolved into a species of people who no longer value that type of discipline or in how we manage our that aspect of our lives, then we just not capable of doing it, and we're going to have to be if the consequences
We're capable. The consequences don't exist. That's the problem. There's no consequences,
right.
right?
So
There's no
what
consequences.
does that mean now? Since we here now, what does that mean? Like we
That means you just all you can do is worry about the next generation and try to teach them right.
right. So how practically what does that look like practically speaking? What might that look like? Even though unlikely, what might it look like?
It's about to sound fucked up. It's over for anybody who don't got that proper guidance. It's a wrap, right? And what I mean by that is, if you're not seeing it as a kid, you're not going to live it as an adult. Most likely, we do what we see, not what we told.
Yeah.
We do what we see.
Likely, that's like, but I can't
It's
say.
exceptions, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's certain aspects of my life that are exceptional. I must say,
Right,
like,
but yeah, all of us, right?
yeah.
But the
So
majority of people are going to do. Listen, I can tell my grandson don't cuss, but if I say fuck all day in front of him, guess what he gonna say?
yeah,
Even after you know it's wrong,
Yeah.
right? Like, it doesn't matter what we say; it matters what we do.
yeah,
And that's why I'm a big fan of, okay, y'all had kids, it didn't work out, stop fucking with everybody else. Even when I was a kid, bro, everybody, mama and daddy wasn't together. You ain't wake up and see no man in your mama house,
yeah,
right? You might have saw Mr. Steve fixing the kitchen stove for some weird ass reason, right?
yeah.
But he wasn't at the crib in the morning. He might listen. If he was at the
Right.
crib in the morning, he ran out quick out the back door and
Hey.
knocked on the front.
I'm cool with that. You know what I mean?
100%.
I'm cool with y'all sneak and doing whatever y'all want to do on the low. I don't, you know what I mean?
But the
Because guess what?
kids
I
don't
would
gotta
never
see it.
know. But now the kids look at it like it's just it's become normal that okay, this is 3-year, 4-year-old, and you might see about 3 or 4 different dudes
Or
over a period of a year or so.
or chicks, right?
That's
It ain't just
yeah,
on the women, right?
that's
It's
too much.
dudes do it too.
Right. That's
Listen, this is where we are right now. I'm gonna tell you what never happened when we was younger. You never heard your mama getting her back blew out by some motherfucker that wasn't your daddy.
I did.
Right? Now it's kids calling their daddy. That man over here making mama make that noise again. Right? Kids banging on the wall and shit. We're in a different time, bro. So we don't manage our genitals right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just the reality.
Because I can honestly say, like, if I ask my son, my sons are older now. If I ask, they remember outside of their mother, they remember maybe one girlfriend. That I like one. That's it. And I was intentional about that because I just felt like if you show them that, what I mean. Now I didn't show them how me and their mother should be getting along. That's how I know that's what they should be seeing because it'll affect the kids negatively. You got to figure that part out. You figure that out. I mean, whatever y'all do in your personal lives, yeah, I don't think you deserve to have no big, wedding in front of the family. I mean, like, but if you want to have a boyfriend that y'all, it's this is the guy that's supposed to be your the kid thinks his uncle or the person that can be like you said, come over there fixing things and stuff like that. That's what he see. I'm okay with that, but
I
him
mean,
seeing you being intimate and waking up and seeing a man in your bed, that's a whole different.
shit was kept different, bro.
That's crazy.
Right? Like we just do different shit today. And we justify the shit because most of us are in these situations that if we don't justify it, we feel attacked. Right? And it's again, my mom and dad got divorced. So I didn't grow up with both my parents in the same house, but I had access to both my parents. But I remember, and I had a stepfather. I remember my mom saying to me and my brothers, if y'all don't like him, right, after we got to know him, because he was coming, we didn't know who the fuck he was for a very long time, right? He fixing shit. He barbecuing on, you know what I'm saying, on the weekend or something. That's mom's friend. She said, if y'all don't like him, it's a wrap, right? We're done. Because we were her main focus, right? And I think we've lost that now. I think, and I'm not saying, I am saying kids should dictate to a certain extent a relationship. Because if your kids don't like your spouse, your new spouse, if they don't like their natural mom or their daddy, fuck them, right? That's just it. That's who you get. But if they don't like your spouse or person you're dating, that's you are going to fuck them kids up because they're going to feel like you took this person over them, right? And I'm a firm believer of the spouse comes before the kids, but that only applies if the kids and the spouse are related. Right, that's my take. Robin looking serious as hell over there.
Yeah.
I'm just listening right now.
Hey, I don't know. I know. I don't know. This. I don't know, bro. I'm. They're going to put back to
I
it.
can't particularly speak for every woman on this
Right.
on this subject. I can only speak for myself and what I
Are we
do and what I've
generalizing?
done.
Yeah, you can
And
speak
then
for
you got
women.
to
You can speak for
realize
women in general,
it
though.
it don't particularly take a lot for a kid these days to like you. Like you can give a kid a charger and all of a sudden like that's my new best friend. My daughter in Meyer the other day, we walking inside of Meyer, we doing a little bit of grocery shopping. The older white lady was like, "Oh my God, you have such a beautiful family." And my 6-year-old was like, "Can I have a hug?" Mom, that's my friend. It doesn't take a lot.
True.
for
But that
kids
was
to
a
like
one time, right? They saw him once or her once, right? Like,
Yeah.
you see the same person a lot, you gonna have a different opinion, right? It ain't just the nice; you get to see it all.
I guess it just comes down to how you conduct
Bye.
yourself in situations. Like it's one thing to have a friend, and your child just sees them or your children sees you interact with them on a platonic level versus your child realizing now that y'all are involved intimately. I think that sends different signals, and I think that I don't know. I just think we got to be very careful with that, with how we moving in that space, because that has a lot to do with how our children grow up and how they look, how they approach relationships, because that becomes a standard. And look where we at. We just in a really bad space when it comes
I don't
to
even think we have standards for relationships no more, bro. Here's the problem. Like this is the weird part to me, right? As we get older, right, and I'm referring to like single men. Single men are asking for. We keep saying women delusional. I think most single men are delusional too. You want a 32-year-old woman with no kids, low body count, never been married. Like this shit's unreal, right? Like it's unrealistic for some of the shit that people are asking for So I think relationship, the concept is here's the biggest problem in my opinion. Today's relationships experts are all single, and that's fucked up. I would not take advice, financial advice from a homeless man. Right? You have to me, you have to do something and be successful at it for me to take your positive advice. If you say, hey, don't do this, I'll rock with you if you fucked it up.
Yeah,
Right?
but the standard comes first, not the behavior, not the change
We
in
don't,
behavior.
but that's the thing, bro. Everybody, and I hear this shit constantly. Oh man, the shit ain't like it used to be when you was dating. Well, no, the shit didn't change. People did, but people don't want to. If you look at it that way, you have to take accountability for your actions, and motherfuckers don't want to take accountability, right?
I understand what you're saying. I guess what I'm saying is that why can't I understand right now for a dude to say, yeah, I want this, the what you explained, 32-year-old woman, low body count, no, all that. Like right now to say that, like, yeah, that's a long shot, is impractical right now. But that doesn't mean we shouldn't make that the standard now. And then over time that
It
becomes
was
the
never the
standard.
standard, bro.
What was never the standard?
A 32-year-old woman never married with no kids and low body count. That was never the
Yeah,
standard.
but not that specific, but it was the
What I'm saying
standard.
is when the chicks who back in the day were 30 with no kids, they was the ones everybody was knocking down. Back in the day,
At the bars
right,
getting
you
trying
got
to
married young.
trick
This is why I'm a big. I
16,
tell people
17 years old, young.
right, the relationship shit is not for old people. It's not, bro. It don't make sense as an adult. Let me keep it real. As a grown ass person, it's a hard story to say, listen, I'm about to come together with you. Again, when you're young, you don't have shit. You got no bills. You got everything you get together, you build that shit together. Now, it's foolish for a chick to come, my car don't run. What the fuck was you doing before you met me? Right? I'm saying, like, that ain't my responsibility if I don't. You had a whole life, you was funding your house, you was funding your kids, right? Or vice versa. A dude, you know what I'm saying, he paying all this shit, he take care of his kids, he meet a chick, you're like, you gotta help me with my kid, right? Like, what the fuck? Relationships ain't for old people, bro. And,
Yeah,
and I,
but I'm saying, okay, so where does that put us then? We have to have it has to we
it
have to
puts
have a
us to a
standard.
point where we need to look at the younger generation and say, listen, cut the bullshit, find your motherfucking love while you young, and build with somebody,
Yeah,
right?
okay.
We gotta stop. We gotta stop justifying this situation happened. It's okay. It happens to again. I'm guilty of it.
Yeah,
I give a
no.
one baby daddy pass. I'm not saying you gotta leave that mother. I'm saying you got a baby daddy, figure it out, right? But or baby mama. I don't want to make it sound like one way. I'll give a one on each. But I think realistically speaking, relationships don't make sense for older people, and the older people get the less. If we look at our friends that are single, been single for an extended period of time, they talk about how marriage is stupid. Marriage, it don't make sense. Right? You've lived your entire the majority of your young adult life. You own the latter years of shit. Now it don't make sense. You
Yeah,
just worked and achieved and did all this shit.
it's not a close. It's they're not saying it right. Like marriage doesn't make sense for certain people at certain points in
Right.
their life, but it does
If
make
I've built
sense.
myself up and I've earned all this shit, it is questionable and concerning to me as a man to get with a chick who can possibly get half of that shit. She was nowhere around. Right? Like I
Well,
tell people all
I don't know, man, because I feel like we do want to have a standard where men should be required to build something and come to the table with something to be able to have a demand for a quality woman. Like you can't, I mean, I don't
you
understand what you mean when you
you're
say that.
demanding a quality. Why is a quality woman available at that point? Right?
At
If
what
she's
point?
quality, she's probably locked down. It's like Robin said, with all these quality dudes are locked down. That shit don't. The shit
No,
don't last long.
I'm speaking directly to the sentiments that why should I build all this stuff and then marry you and make and put myself at risk of losing what I've built. You know what I mean? Like you have a responsibility to pick the right person too.
You
So,
do, but the
but
risk
I'm saying
outweigh the reward.
but you
Right?
should.
I'm gonna keep it real. The risk
But I'm
outweighs the
saying the type
reward.
of woman you want. If you want a woman that's well kept and preserved, then I mean, like,
Why is this well kept and preserved woman still available, bro? That's what I'm saying.
why
Like
is that relevant? Why is that
it's
relevant?
relevant because there's something wrong. If I go to the store and
Because
there's some high
there's got to
dollar ass shoes available and they're the last one on the shelf and they've been there for 30 days, I'm questioning
No,
what the fuck is wrong with these shoes.
I said well kept and preserved. Like if it's a problem, then it's not well kept.
But I'm saying, like, why is that not locked down?
Is that why? Isn't that the standard we want? Ain't that what we
Right.
want?
That's why. Again, I'm a fan of the young shit. Right. You get together young because I think you go through too much shit. Relationships make people better
That,
and
you know,
worse.
that's why I was saying, that's when we had a conversation a while ago. That's why I was saying that it should be typical. It should be standard for there to be some age gap between men and women, because it'll take a man like a man that's like 20 from 22 to 20, 30 years old. It might take him that long to build something, and then he'll likely, you know what I'm saying, for a woman to be well kept and preserved, she'll be around 23, 24, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Like she'll
If
be.
we kept the standard, women got with men based on potential, and then they helped that potential become a reality.
That's a hell of a gamble today, though. What's a hell
Bro,
of
I
a
mean,
gamble today?
that's the gamble they had for 1400 goddamn centuries. You know what I'm saying? Like,
What I'm saying is this: having that standard, that's part of the reason why we here. You know what I mean? Because if you by that standard, it's like if this nigga then went to, if this nigga could have went to prison or whatever, and he has potential though. When he
nah, that's I think we disagree on what potential is pre fuck up, right? If you fucked up, you it's past potential. Now you on recovery. You have the potential to recover from your mistakes. Potential is somebody who is for me. I look at potential as somebody who has the capability to grow into something, the desire and the capability to grow into something powerful, successful without having fucked up.
Yeah, but it's all about motivation. So if a person, if once again, if he already know okay, I'm on track to do this. I have potential to do this. Now you have surrendered. You have submitted yourself to me. Like it's less likely that I'm gonna stay motivated on that same path, because I've already everything we do is for women. Really, we really building for women.
100%.
So I'm
100%.
But my
saying,
I'm in
question,
100% agreement.
my,
so
my question is, okay, don't you have to get that woman to say yes for her to submit to you, or is you gonna
yeah,
actually try to marry her without getting her to say yes for submission?
I might not be
Taking it
understanding.
back to the original conversation.
Okay,
Can you explain that a little bit?
So
I'm misunderstanding.
yeah,
basically, at this point, you got the cow and the milk because she's saying yes to submitting to you.
okay. I
Why buy the cow if you're getting the milk for free? You ain't married to her yet, but you got her to submit to you.
What's the difference between submitting and the person marrying you? If
I
that's
think
what,
Robin's saying if she don't submit, you ain't gonna marry her, right? Um,
Yeah.
and if she's submitting and doing all the wifely things, why take the next? Why take the next step?
that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that like this, you shouldn't be a man. You shouldn't be expecting nothing from no woman until you got something, you built something to demonstrate that you have the ability to earn that spot with her. And in turn, what qualifies a woman for this high caliber of man is that she has preserved herself. And then what qualifies this man for a woman that has preserved herself is that he's a high caliber. He has built something. So I mean that's to me is the equal exchange in that.
So that makes sense as an adult, right? It makes pure logical sense. That's why I say well, we think too hard, right? Like again, but as you get a little older and you look at it, it's like, man, I've built all this shit. I gotta pick the right woman. But if I think I picked the right woman and I'm wrong, everything I work for can crumble. I can give it up. And that's where I say
Okay.
it don't make sense.
So let's talk about, maybe we need to talk about the conversation. Maybe the conversation is really, how do we vet? How do you really vet? How does a woman vet? How does a man vet?
I'm gonna sound like a broken record. It's you start early, and it's less experience across the board on both ends, less risk of damage on both ends, right? You have a lot less potential to be damaged, and a lot less potential to find a damaged mate if y'all both 18 versus both being 30. At 30,
18 though?
I'm just saying, bro. Listen, I think my grandmother was probably married at 15, right? Right? Times have changed.
Yeah, but culture was different then.
Culture was different. I agree. But when we question the 18 and we look at the 30 and we like, damn, 30 right now, if we just say, look at what happens at 30, it's fucked up.
Okay,
Right?
so but still at 18, you still have to vet though.
You have to vet, right? But it's easier to vet, I think, because you've had less risk of damage at the hands of other people.
I
Right?
agree.
Relationships
I agree. But
destroy people or they make people. That's all they fucking do.
yeah, I agree with you saying. I'm saying that we still need to break down how you vet though. Even if we determine
Okay.
that we're going to start early, this is going to be the age range. It still is a criteria for how you vet.
You got to spend time and make sure that individual is somebody that you want to change with. because we have to realize, and this is a conversation.
How do you do that though? How do
You
you?
got to spend time, bro. That's all you can do.
Okay.
But time is of an essence when you're older, right? You don't have that time to spend.
Yeah.
Right?
So
If I'm 18 and I spend 5 years with a chick and it don't work out, I'm like, okay, damn, I'm 23 now. I wasted 5 years. If I'm 40 and I spend 5 years with a chick and it didn't work out, I'm in a whole
Yeah.
different situation.
we're in agreement, but I'm saying that okay. How much time? When you say you got to spend time, if they're
That
young,
that
how
that's
much
gonna
time?
be really up to the individual. But I say you got to spend 2 to 3 years understanding, learning, and growing. The younger you are, the more you're going to change, right? You got to change and
What
adapt.
things should be off limits during that time?
I think we have some basic rules, right? Of violence. Well, you make those rules, right? I was gonna say infidelity, this and that, but everybody's shit is different.
We have to have a standard.
The standard is don't beat nobody up. You know what I'm saying? Don't physically, verbally abuse. Don't step out of whatever the relationship rules are. You establish
no sex. I think one of them should be no sex.
Well, I mean that would be no. I'm with you, right?
No, for real. Why you laughing, Rob?
I'm with you.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm with you when you're right, but even like I told y'all, a few nights or last week or something like that, it took my sister till she was 34 to find her husband.
And
She is
there's
now
nothing.
38.
There's nothing wrong with that.
There's a lot of things wrong on a woman's end.
I mean, life-wise, it's your body starts to say, "Hey, listen, I'm not really good at producing these babies like I was when I was, 24, 22, whatever."
Hey,
right?
I would rather as a man, I would rather that than you come with, you know what I'm saying? Like you come with all this shit. I would rather that though, still.
That's
I mean,
cool.
every
As a
man
man,
would
you
rather.
it, but in the same breath, as a woman, we have men have a financial time clock. Women have a biological time clock.
Yeah, I don't think she
You
was really
34 years old. I'm just not getting married. I'm not trying to have no baby. I'm not trying to
hey.
hurry up and have a
Okay,
baby
so
with you right here, right now.
With all due respect to your sister, she might have been a little bit too stingy
Seasoned.
with it. Like,
Right.
yeah, because I said I don't think
No,
she
but
took her that long.
y'all want a virgin.
I don't.
That's
I'm
what you
too.
just
See,
said.
I'm too
Oh,
nasty
okay.
for that shit, bro. If I
But
met, listen,
just-
if I was a single dude and I met your sister, she's like, I ain't never had sex. I'm like, you ain't gonna start with me, right? Because now you
Okay.
still doing shit with the lights off, right? I'm nasty, bro.
All I've said, look, this dude, yeah.
I'm not trying to. I ain't trying to
Look,
start
all
over.
I'm saying is this. I'm saying that I think there was an awesome thing that she did that. I'm just saying that I think
Mad
that
respect.
if she wanted to, she could have found her husband earlier. It might not have been this guy that she with, but
She
she
didn't
could
find
Don't get me
nobody
wrong,
worthy, bro.
She dated. She definitely dated. Like she didn't
Man,
go 34 years
I would
without
love to have a
seeing
conversation with her. Then I just have to have. I won't have a conversation.
That's
with
how
her.
hard it is to find a decent motherfucker, bro.
Like,
That
but
took her
that's what I'm
34
saying. It
years.
still took her. Like she
That's-
started dating. I believe her first boyfriend was when she was like 18, if I'm not mistaken.
If that's
And
the
they
case, then
dated
we
for
doomed.
like,
Then we doomed. Then
if
Like,
I'm not
that's-
mistaken,
I
I
mean,
think they dated for like
listen.
4, maybe 5 years, and
She
then
need to teach
they broke it
classes.
off.
She
Yeah.
has amazing
Yeah.
vaginal management skills.
Yeah, she need to actually for real.
Like
Hey, for real.
she has amazing skills.
That's
Like
why I said I want to have a conversation like how in this society.
I'm okay with not asking how. I want you to just tell other people why they should do it.
No,
Maybe-
or that's how. Like it's gonna.
I mean, how are you just say no? That's the easy part, right?
Man, no,
Bro, listen,
Obviously, ain't that easy.
Taking a woman's virginity is not an easy task. It takes effort and time.
It used to be like that.
I don't think any girl gives it up the first time that easy to this day.
No, I respectfully disagree because I've had conversations with plenty women, you know what I mean, who explain that, like they don't even they can't even fathom why they did it. You know what I mean? They were young, and it wasn't, because in their mind, like you said, in their mind, I really can't. I'm not even gonna speak for women. I'm just saying I've had enough conversations with women who when we talk about it, how they explain it, like they'll explain that they did it, and it wasn't one of those things that, like you said, they didn't vet that well, and they don't even understand why at this point in their lives. They
Puppy
don't
love, bro. Most of us puppy love. You think you love them, you don't know what love is.
I think it has a lot to do
Or
with
peer pressure.
Yeah, it has a lot to do with the standard that society sets around them, right? We don't protect our kids in that way. You know what I mean? Like we expose our kids to too many things. Like, what the fuck are you? Like, I remember having sex education in middle school. Why the fuck am I having sex education in
I'm
middle
gonna tell you.
school?
I remember in middle school we had a girl that got pregnant. I think sex education shouldn't. Other people have sex education early on. We make sex education scary. I think it needs to be had, but instead of not just the not just the components of what it takes to have a sex or how a baby is made, but we should also talk about the risks. not talking about sex has never stopped anybody from having sex,
Bro,
right?
little kids
We
should not. We don't normally think about sex unless we're exposed to it. So we shouldn't be.
so I think
We should
sex
be
education
redirected.
is we needs to be called reproductive education, right? And stop
That's
pretending that
different.
this shit doesn't exist, right? Like we can not talk to people about it, but that doesn't stop other people. It's going to be talked about,
Right.
right?
What I'm saying is it can be talked about, but I don't think that young children should be that. It should be
What age should
redirected.
we start talking about sex?
At the
With
okay, let's determine what age do we think the sex should be. If we're up here entertaining the idea that young people should start to mate, but without sex between the ages of 18 to 20 or 21, then we should they shouldn't be learning about sex. They should probably be learning about sex during that time. Like that.
Well,
That's
you got to
what.
teach them a little early.
well,
Bro,
you
here's
can't
the
say that
Oh,
because you got to remember. Well, you got to remember, females get a shot for HPV between 14 and 16.
why? Why do they do that?
It's
because they
mandatory.
fucking between 13
Right.
and 19.
It's not because they. I got the
That's
thing.
when it's most
I
effective.
got my first HPV shot before I lost my virginity.
That's because it's
Okay.
most effective when you're young.
Okay. For the sake of the audience, explain what HPV shot is. Like, what is it?
Human papilloma virus. It's transmitted sexually, and
So
it
y'all,
can cause uterine cancer. It can cause
Ovarian.
ovarian
Yep.
cancer, like
so
It
all
you
of
has
getting
the
a
zero
what?
bullshit.
zero effect on men.
So you getting
And
what
it's
do you?
so funny because men are usually the carriers.
100%.
So why are you? I'm saying y'all. What are y'all getting this shot for? I don't understand.
It's part of our immunizations. If
It
you
is.
have a daughter, you turn around, you take your daughter to the doctor, you get a list of her immunization shots. HPV is going to be on there, and she has to get it between 14 and 16. That
Yeah,
particular shot.
my daughters don't get shot, so that's why I don't really know about it.
Oh, okay, so yeah, like that. If your kids go to public school, you know how they basically
Yeah,
mandate
yeah,
them to get
I
shots.
get. Yeah, I know about that.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess I'm saying that like that's what I'm saying. Even from that perspective, I think that is hypersexualizing our children. Like they don't. This is not even. It shouldn't even be relevant to them until we start to teach them relationships. It's nothing wrong with okay now whether we redirecting y'all with education, like whether it's sports, whatever we redirect y'all with as far as y'all being focused on other things.
Bro, but sex is natural.
Right,
Like
but
like when I again I had sex way too early. But the desires was there, right?
Sorry,
No, it's all
I can
good.
never
When
hear
I
you
say
say
the
that to sound
desires were
again.
there, like I remember being in the fifth grade and I had to do some shit on the chalkboard, meet harder than mother. I'm like, I don't know
bro,
what to do.
that's because you have been exposed to
But
something
it's
one
what I'm
way or
saying
another.
is it's
Well, you
natural,
got to
bro.
realize, I mean, both of my sons, they don't think about it particularly. Like I haven't spoke to them about it, and they've not been exposed to it as of yet either. But they're boys; they wake up with it,
Your
and I'm like,
body
"Hey,
your
go."
body tells you when you're ready to
I'm
have sex,
literally
not your
looking at them
parents,
like, "Hey,
not
go
No,
fix
no, no, no,
yourself.
no.
Go get
society.
that
No,
together."
no, no. You can wake up. You can wake up with an erection at a younger age, and you don't think of nothing sexual. It's nothing
What
sexual.
I'm saying is your
You don't
body
even.
starts to
You don't. Even,
prepare you, bro. Sex education is not something that always existed. But
so you
sex,
understand? No, you understanding your anatomy. Somebody being there to educate you to help you understand your anatomy is not a sexual process.
you do understand the human body, the male. I can't speak on the women. The male human body will eventually force you to ejaculate. Right? You wet dream, whatever you want to call it. It happens for people who ain't had sex. It happens. That's your
No,
body. That is
Oh
your body.
God!
in a perverted society, yes. But I'm saying that's
That's
what I
that's
don't.
that's the human body, bro.
I
And
don't.
period. It's not particular to society, bro.
Bro, what I'm saying is this: that even me as a young man that was coming into age, and then experiencing things, I guess that is of sexual nature, like it really did not have an impact on how I pursued sex. How I pursued sex had everything to do with the society around me, the peers, what I saw in media, all those different things, or the lack of guidance from my elders. It was nothing about my anatomy because that part is natural. Anatomy
I
is
would say
natural.
at a certain point, I remember growing up and never giving a shit about playing with girls. And one day I was like, she looks like we should play, right? Like at a certain point, I started to be attracted to the opposite sex, right? I remember looking at her like, that's a girl. Then I was like, oh, that's a girl, right? Nothing happened. That was just my body saying I hit puberty. Like, oh, this is some interesting shit.
Bro, Like
That's how I got there, bro. Because my body was like, oh shit, I already know where you finna go. Now how I got there,
yeah.
right? I got there early. I took the red eye flight, right? But my body was capable, right? And telling me that this is like it's everybody's different, right?
Bro,
And
Pat,
I,
I don't even want you to talk no more.
everybody
hey, I tell the truth. That's it.
everybody is different, but what I'm saying, bro, like we can't that our standard is so low. It's like it's pathetic. Like
But
I
bro,
mean,
we're
other
not.
cultures are light years ahead of us because they do
But they
not
talk
talk
about
like this.
sex early as hell, right?
Not
It's
like
not a
this. Not
taboo.
like this. Not like this. They
Talk
don't.
about sex, and I'm
What do
talking about
you
education in
mean?
school. I'm not talking about sexy red on the goddamn internet, right? That's a problem.
But I'm
School
saying,
education wise,
bro, how we learn about sex is not how other cultures learn about sex, bro. They just not.
it's
I mean,
taught. Now we can improve our education methods, but saying we shouldn't talk about it till high school because that's 14, 15, it's too late.
When there's kids out here losing their virginity at 11, 12 years
When
old.
out
when you
here, but not in other. I'm talking about in other countries and other places. It is
bro,
not like this,
we
bro.
But
It's
you
just
talking
here's
not.
about other countries and other
listen.
places,
No,
and
but
that's not
let's talk
where
about other
we
countries
Well,
are.
because
we can
no,
adapt. We talk about the standard that we
the
need to
world, the
adopt.
world, we're all humans regardless of where we live. So I think it matters
You
in other
talking
countries.
about three people.
But listen,
One,
listen.
one, two, and three.
But no,
Three
let's
people is
here's what I think how you say it matters because I remember when I was young, I didn't have my first drink till I was 32, but every motherfucker around me was drinking, right? It was taboo. Motherfuckers was doing it. I remember when I first went to France, I think it was drinking age is 16. I'm in the bar, there's little motherfuckers in here doing homework. I'm like, what the fuck, bro? Like if we let 16-year-old drink, they be toe up, right? It's a different. It's the way it's taught and whether it's taboo or not,
So
right?
you're just making my
I'm
point right
saying,
now.
listen, what I'm saying is it's not too early. It's the method of teaching, right? You can teach it as early as you want, as long as the method is sensible and not about pleasure, but about knowledge.
But I've been saying that though.
But you saying that when you 14, 15 type shit, like
No,
that's too late.
but I specifically stated, I said that the natural development of our anatomy is not the same thing as sex, as procreation. Like it's two different.
But these are reproductive organs. That's a part of it.
Right.
That's exactly why you have a penis, and that's why she has a vagina.
Right. So the natural procreation or sex, whatever being natural, a natural part of human existence is its own construct. But when we talk about the act of sex, like even that part, even calling it sex is a whole different. Then you open up a whole nother world versus you saying like procreation or you know what I mean, like or reproductive organs.
And
Like
that's why I said we should call it reproductive instead of sex education, right? Reproductive education. I'm with you on that one.
because we don't think like I'm saying that. Okay,
Because right now we're not sexing for reproductive. Well, we were choosing like a motherfucker though. You know what I'm saying? But
I'm just saying that when we talk about when we like if we're talking about animals, right? We don't even talk about them that way. When we talk about animals, we say reproductive organs, or we explain the process of how they mate. We say they mate or they fertilize, all these different things. We don't talk, or we don't say that they have sex and then you know what I'm saying. We don't, we
right.
don't do that. So
Right.
that's what I'm talking about. Like how it's
cause we fucked, bro. And let's just keep it real, right? Like we are fucked as a society because we have, and it goes back, we have no consequences on shit. Everything is okay if I love you. Like that's just reality. Like you, whether it's a motherfucker, the worst fucking dude on earth, and it's like, oh, free my guy. No, your guy was free. He fucked up. He deserves a cage. Like this motherfucker killed people, right? We have no consequences, right? Like that's where I'm at, bro. Like I get mad sometimes. I'm like, when I see them free so and so, I'm like, bro, so and so was free. He made a decision to unfree himself. You know what I'm saying? Like, but so there's no consequence. And then when we do something wrong, we justify, bro. I was
okay, so that can segue right into this whole Juneteenth shit.
I'm about to say I was so
Okay.
mad yesterday. There was a early Juneteenth celebration in Chicago, and a 7-year-old got killed, bro. A 7-year-old got shot in the chest. There's no, bro. If I had a goddamn nuclear bomb, I would eliminate the whole Chicago,
What? The whole Chicago?
bro. It ain't no saving that city, bro. It ain't no saving it. I
think
love
it's parts of Chicago that's
it, not no more, bro. I fucks with city. I fuck with the city. We hang out downtown where it used to be safe. bro. It's
Well,
not.
I'm going to Chicago this weekend, so you tell me I'm not going to be safe at the Vegan Dale Fest?
Where it's at
Is that that's me looking at it.
in Chicago.
Yeah. I'm about
Get
to
in early. Get out early.
hold on. I'm about to.
It don't matter what street it's on, bro. Get in early. Get out
Oh,
early.
is that a park?
It
I'm
don't.
not,
Oh shit.
I'm
You
literally no. It's a huge event, so it's.
that don't make that don't fucking matter in the city,
Okay.
bro.
Hold on. Let me see. Let me see where it's at. This
What kind of fest is it?
it's a vegan deal. It's
Oh,
vegan.
vegan. Oh, you straight. It's vegan. Ain't no thugs in vegan, bro. You straight.
Oh, you
No,
straight.
You
I
straight.
really do got to see where it's at this year, though.
Ain't no thugging
It's
happen
at,
at a vegan
it's
fest,
at
right?
Grant Park in Butlerfield.
Now, what might happen is 3,000 teenagers might take that shit over and just start fucking people up and cars up because that's what they do in the city, right? It's a different, bro. I fucks with Chicago.
Where should my hotel? Should I get one downtown?
I mean, I would get one close to Grand Park and then just shit either walk to that motherfucker or you might be ass out though if it's a big ass festival you ain't got your shit yet.
Yeah, it is. But no, it's hotels everywhere.
So if it's at Grand Park, yeah, I would get something probably like River North, which is downtown but a little bit, it's downtown but a little bit out, and you can just Uber right on over there and shit, or walk because the weather's gonna be nice in the motherfucker, and you're gonna be hot outside anyway, so it don't matter if you get to that motherfucker sweating, you're gonna sweat while you're there. So, but yeah, bro, you gotta check them room prices. Sometimes shit be nuts, right? Like we fucks with Chicago. I got some business down there. Shit, we look at it. Matter of fact, it was a couple weekends ago. What was it? I was in Chicago. And it's a hotel, man. All the fucking hotels are like 700 and up. I'm like, y'all can have that shit, bro. Right? It just depends on what the fuck is going on. Oh man, somebody said they been commenting like a motherfucker. And ain't no comments show up. I'm kind of shitty.
That's crazy because I swear I was wondering like where all the
I'm
comments
sure
at.
looking like I don't see no.
Man,
comments.
I don't see none of them. But dude just hit me say he been commenting. Sometimes
Is he
Facebook be
commenting on
bullshitting.
Facebook?
On Facebook, yes, I'm trying. Yeah, that's what I'm about to ask.
Yeah, we got 17 comments. Not a single one of them motherfuckers showed up. I don't know why they mad at me. I'm gonna not right now, but the next time I'm gonna break this motherfucker and reset it all up because sometimes Facebook be bullshitting. But yeah, there's Dre on there, man, and commenting like a motherfucker. So Dre, just hit me, bro, so you can jump in. Fuck it. That way you can take the comments.
Where is it? Where's it showing his comments at? I don't even. It ain't even. It's not on the.
It's under the F and I host. I didn't tag you in this one like an idiot.
But I'm saying I'm on the actual page though. I don't even see.
No, I'm a tag you so you can see the shit. I don't know why it ain't. I'm kind of shitty.
Yeah, because that could have definitely impacted the conversation.
Let me just do this then. Let me see something real quick. I'm gonna see if I can. I'm gonna try some shit here. Hold on. Let me motherfucking see. That made me. See, hold on. See if I can. See, so I'm about to try some shit. Hold on. Let me see. Snatch this one out. I'm gonna see if let me see if I can. I'm trying to think if I can do that. I'm a little shitty though, because I don't see not one. I'm waiting on these motherfucking comments. I'm like, where are these goddamn comments at?
Man, me too, for real.
But I didn't see a single one, so I gotta yell at my people. Yeah, that's a little shady. I was trying to see if I can do something different. Hold on, I'm gonna drop. I'm still here. I'm dropping my camera for a second so I can look at something and see why that shit ain't. And I sure see all the motherfucking comments too. I'm extra shitty. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why the fucking ain't showing us no comments. I'm gonna have to check with my people. I think what I'm I've been running the same. I guess it don't matter, but I've been running the same little profile thing for a minute. I think sometimes Facebook changed it, so I probably got to break it and rebuild it. Because I was wondering why I ain't see no goddamn comments. Anyway, so going back to I don't know, bro. I just feel like it's a wrap. Ain't no society is toast. We just gotta let this shit burn. That's just all it is, bro. We focus on the wrong shit. We're justifying the destruction of families amongst ourselves, right? And a lot of it is um, I think it's people trying to feel better about the situations, right? Like we don't care about the family structure no more. We don't give a shit, right? Most of us, I'm talking as a collective. Obviously, individually, a lot of us care, but most of us don't, don't give a shit. I mean, we have people who have kids that don't fuck with them. That's crazy to me, right? And I understand that sometimes shit get difficult. You have situations where, what I'm saying, somebody's lying to the other, what I'm saying, other parent or the kid or whatever the case may be. But I just think we just stop giving a shit, bro. We will. It used to be. Here's a prime example. I posted something on my Facebook yesterday on one of this little group. I said, motherfuckers will have a baby with somebody and be like, I'm not tattooing his or her name on, right? Like the tattoo is more permanent than the fucking baby, right? I'm not saying you got to put somebody's name on you, but I'm saying the difference of what we deem as acceptable is crazy to me, right? And I know my views are archaic and old school, but I'd rather tattoo 1,000 chicks' name on me than knock one of them up,
Yeah,
right?
but
And
I don't think that's old school. I just think that was a healthy standard that we lost due to having mediocre patriarchs.
Yeah, I'm with you, right? I'm with you. We it's. I mean, you only have so much control over adults, right? You do your best to raise children, right? I got a homie did everything right, and his daughter still had a gang of kids by a gang of motherfuckers, right? He was like, bro, I don't even know what to do with her, right? He's like, I don't know what to do with her.
Have they ever unpacked how that happened though?
I don't
Like
know because his they had two kids, both daughters. One of them, goddamn it, did every. I mean, he same household.
I just can't
Um,
I can't believe that everything was done right. Like if
I
everything
mean,
done right,
I can't say it was all done right because I don't know, but I know there was only a couple year difference between the two kids, and the
yeah,
behaviors is dramatically
kids
different.
kids definitely make their own. See, that's what I'm saying is this. Okay, and I'm speaking to my own situation, and I almost did this. I had to catch myself. So when I had my first daughter, like, and she's just for lack of better words, or for the sake of the conversation, she was easy. Like she's a sweetheart. She's just calm. You know what I mean? Just a girly girl. And we figured her out, and it was easy. Well, then we just assumed that we had my second daughter.
It'd
That
be just as easy.
yeah, we would start saying stuff like, well, her mom was like, man, something wrong with her, something. And it's just like, no, I had to realize nothing's
She's
wrong with her.
different.
She her own person, so we have to figure her out, and she deserves a part of us that is not has nothing to do with our other daughter or any of our other kids. We got to figure out how to parent her, how to shape her personality. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Without impeding, without making her feel like she's a problem. Because that's what I'm saying. Like I could do everything right with her or with one child and do that same thing with the other child, but
And it don't work.
that could be wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
But I mean, all you know is what you know, bro. Right? Like
yeah, yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah.
saying.
I just
Parenting is a
don't.
job that you are on the job training your entire time.
Absolutely. I guess what I was saying was like, is if we start saying that, it's like stuff like
The
that.
structure was the same. The structure that was
Yeah,
needed, the traditional old school structure, was the same.
and
Right?
I just think that the world has changed so much that cannot those same
what happened to my
having a traditional standard versus a traditional
when
process
y'all
is two
broke my
totally different
laptop?
things. Like we should have a traditional standard, like you know what I mean. But the processes have to evolve because the world around us changed, and we can't control that. But
Right.
if we start blaming the kids for like or saying
Nah.
like hey, I did everything I could, like I can never say that. Like whenever I chastise my children, particularly my sons, I always remember to mention like, hey, you know what? I understand why it's like this. What I mean, I know that I made some mistakes. What I mean, I understand why we got how we got here. However, what I mean, I can't allow that to be the excuse for why we don't do better collectively.
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean? So
Listen,
it's
I'm telling
so
you, I made these mistakes. Right. You don't have to.
Yeah, but if you choose to do it, I'm telling you that now in this for the record, you are making the choice to do this, the choice to because
And
I
I think
really
that's where my guy was like, man, listen, we after the first baby daddy, he was like, listen, this is not how we do it. We need to be better. After the second one, he's like, we need to be better. After the third one, he's like, I don't know what the fuck to do. Right? Like you can't, and I think that goes back to
yeah, I think at that point it was too late already.
it
Like
was too late, right? And
yeah,
then I think she ended up with four baby daddies. But I think a part of it too is it used to be, whether it was right or wrong, moms was under dad's wing, right? Now I think it's like, leave my baby alone. Okay, they messed up, or he messed up, or she messed up, but it's okay. I think sometimes one parent loves on the kid too much, not loves the kid too much, but makes everything okay no matter what it is,
yeah,
right?
we
And
know.
that creates some animosity, and then the kid's going to go towards or gravitate towards whoever's easier on them, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
I think we're responsible in that we have a problem with us disciplining each other's children these days. Like we can't
100%.
even like that's the part I don't know how that happened because that was once
Man, if I
again
fucked up as a kid, I got my ass whooped all the way to the crib. Somebody mama got me to start with.
like it was just even if this other person did not have a healthy response, the priority was the fact that another adult had to discipline you. You know what I mean? Like did not you did not handle yourself appropriately in the public. That's a reflection of me. That's the problem. Off the top, before we get into anything else. Now it's literally like we just go on the defense for I don't know how that happened. I really don't.
I mean, again, we justify the scenario, right? So, and I think I said this. Maybe I said it. I don't remember if I said it last. I made this post about where the dudes that didn't create single parent, blah blah blah. And this chick was like, "Oh, y'all want credit for the shit you're supposed to do," and everybody was like, "Hey, hold on, y'all as single moms are always talking about how you raise your kids, you deserve credit, like you had no fucking choice. The other cat left, right? Like um, we justify shit that we have to do anyway as doing something special, right? I ain't never been to jail. You ain't supposed to fucking go. You know what I'm saying? We justify bullshit. We make it acceptable because if we don't, we become a victim, right? We
Facts.
we
Facts.
we we like that victim shit, right? And I do
That's
this with one of my
crazy.
guys on the regular. I'm like, bro, you got to stop trying to be the victim. You can blame women, this that, and the other, but no, you picked every woman you ever been with. No woman forced herself upon you, right?
Yeah.
And the one chick with the one chick who met all the rules that you saying chicks don't meet right now, you was scared of her because you felt like she was too ready, right? You know what I'm saying? Like she said up front, I want to be a wife, I want to be a mother. If you're not on that shit, you're not for me. And bro was like, oh, she's trying to move too fast.
Okay, so that's what I'm. So with all due respect, that's what I mean when I say those are the type of men that don't qualify for
I'm
the
with
women.
you,
You know what I mean? Because
right?
a man is not intimidated by anything. You could say it's not you moving too fast. It's okay. I hear you. I got you. I
Let's get
would
there.
I would like to demonstrate. This is how we get there. Like I would like to do this first, right? And this is going to be for us. So I need that space. So you know what I mean? Like just adults figure it out. How do we get there? If that turns you off, then I just don't think you built for what you saying you built for.
And I would agree with you, right? I don't think most men today that have been single for an extended period of time truly understand the value of a wife, of a good wife, not just some chick you marry. I mean, the shit I'm hearing is what a woman has to do when I'm like, bro, none of that shit matters. One of my homies sent me this thing where this chick was like, it was Kevin Samuels talking to this chick, and she's like, she gained some weight over the years. She's married. It was like, well, what would you do if you got a divorce? You have to lose weight. So why don't you lose weight for your husband? I'm like, I understand what he's saying, right? But also on the flip side, she probably did a whole lot of other shit too, right? So maybe she should have kept her shit together, but she also cooked and cleaned and raised the kids. She was a whole bunch of other shit she was doing that kind of offset the justification of. I mean, she was old, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, older. She was probably 60. Like she done her. She's through the young shit, right? She's just living life. And my guy's like, oh no, if she really loved him, she would go to the gym, and she's willing to do it if they break up. I'm like, she'll have no choice. She ain't putting no time into another motherfucker. She ain't bearing no kids for nobody else, right? So
Yeah,
walking into something new, you have a clean slate, which means you got to bring something to the table.
Yeah,
right?
I just think that I think for me, because I make those statements to my mate all the time, right? And in a playful nature, but it's serious in the sense of it's a reflection of how if I don't believe that a person that doesn't love themselves can love me. So you have to take care of yourself. You know what I mean? Not only that, the family is dependent on you. So your
Right,
health
right,
is a big part of that, right?
right.
So it's not the aesthetics of it, right? Because I know the difference between you're naturally, genetically gain weight versus you are not eating right or you're stressing or you know what I mean you're not resting because sometimes you over exert yourself for the
Right.
family. That's a problem. I've dealt with that. Like, hey, sometimes I know you don't use the family as an excuse to neglect yourself, right? That's so. I mean, I guess that's where I kind of
I mean,
it's
it's a difference between okay, listen, you need to take care of you. Usually, when motherfuckers gain weight, they gain weight together. They lose weight together. There's usually some joint shit, but it's a difference between saying like, bro was like, man, he should have left her. Like, it's too much involved with that, bro. For me, like to look at that and say,
nah. But I
right,
don't even know too many men who I don't know too many men who are really fully in like well into manhood and know who they are and have built something with a partner that really put that much emphasis on
here,
the aesthetics of
here's
it.
it's always the single motherfuckers, and that's what I was getting at. I'm like, bro, you look at, I understand what you're saying from a single man perspective because you don't have nothing with a woman. You have no woman that you've built a family with, right? You have no woman that has held you down when you was too mentally fucked up to hold yourself up, right? I'm like, you lack all the benefits of having a strong partner, so you don't see none of that shit,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
like the amount of shit I think the average wife does, like there's some shit you got to give her some leeway on, right? Like dudes, oh man, and again, I probably have the most fruitful sex life on any married motherfucker on earth, but there are times when you have to realize like there's some people carrying some extra shit going on in their life,
Yeah.
right? Where you can't do sex every day, and the motherfuckers like, and it's always the single dudes, man. Every time if my wife denies me sex, that I deserve to be. I'm like, bro, you don't have any
But
idea what it's like to be with somebody.
that's what I'm saying. That's another that once again to me that's a symptom of a man that is not really focused. Because me as a man is focused, and I'm fully heterosexual, right? But there are points in times where that's just not on my radar.
You
I'm
just
I,
can't do it.
I'm just not even I'm not even interested. Not that not if the opportunity with my partner presents itself, then I'm with it. But I'm saying that it doesn't occur to me that
It's not a
I'm not getting
scheduled task. God
yeah.
damn it, like, hey, you know what I'm saying?
Because
Like,
I'm locked in, right? So I just think once again that just I
but
do
but
think most people are shallow as it
that's
relates
where
to
we at, bro.
relationships.
When I look
Yeah.
at the single dudes, I'm in these groups and I'm talking to motherfuckers. I do that shit to really to feed the podcast and do like man, your woman is supposed to have sex with you whenever you want. I'm like, first off, why would you want to have sex with somebody who's not into it, right? Like that low key, you crossing the line into some criminal shit,
Necrophilia.
huh?
Necrophilia.
I mean, right? You know what I'm saying? Like if somebody ain't into some shit, right? Like, and maybe I'm weird. I feed off the
Now, hold
response.
on, hold on. Is what you talking about? I know that ain't what I think it is, but you just
That it was. I was skipping right over that shit. I don't know why you
That's
even.
exactly what you think it is.
I don't
If
know
a
why you
man,
brought
if
that
you
shit
have
up.
sex with a woman and if she's not in the mood and not into it, I automatically, and I've been in situations like that, and I'm just like, this nigga is into necrophilia for real, because I'm not in the mood. Like I don't even feel like bro, I'm not. I've said no like 3 times, and you're just persistent. Okay,
hey,
fuck.
I didn't even realize that was a real thing until like maybe a couple years ago. I swear I
Bro,
didn't.
there's nothing
Really?
that
I
humans
did.
are not into. It's always a
Yeah,
crazy motherfucker.
right. I guess I get that now. I just didn't always.
Just always a
That,
crazy
that's why.
motherfucker,
That's why
bro.
when I processed what she said, I'm like, man, hold on. I learned about that a couple years ago.
It's always some crazy motherfuckers, bro. Like it's some shit that you can't. But that's like people. This is where, and this is why I said the relationship experts today are single motherfuckers. They're giving out bad information. Dudes is
Dude, and
seriously
that
like if she don't want to have sex with me, I deserve to be able to cheat. Like, bro, she can say no. You should be
they
saying no sometime too.
definitely
You had a hard fucking day,
I just
right?
don't think that's an issue in healthy relationships. I
It's
really
not, bro. But we're talking about people who don't have a relationship, and this is why I keep telling motherfuckers like y'all getting y'all information from the wrong goddamn sources, and the shit you saying is insane, bro. I'm gonna add you to one of these crazy ass Facebook groups I'm in. Where I be looking at these motherfuckers. I'm like, do y'all really? Is this for real?
I don't
Like,
know why
dudes,
you won't add me.
I'm gonna add you to that motherfucker too. But it's
It's-
interesting to me now. It's interesting to me to see how a lot of dudes react to, and it's post. My wife ain't had, my woman ain't had sex with me in a week. She must be cheating. Like, or maybe she's sick. She don't feel good. Have you talked to a motherfucker?
Man,
Like,
first of all, she got a nigga that get on Facebook and talk about they
right,
sex.
that number one, right?
That's
That's
the
what I'm
weird.
saying. But
Being number one, oh my God, that's like the hugest turn
now,
off.
I'm gonna shift. I'm gonna shift subjects for a hot second, Robin. When I add you to this group, you gonna see, and I rarely do I talk about it, but you gonna see some sisters that's I don't understand why interracial relationships still bother a lot of sisters today, but you gonna see that shit
Oh
because I'll
yeah,
be talking cash shit, right?
that's deep rooted.
But I'll be talking cash shit in general, right? Nothing to do. I won't. You will never get me to get on nobody's shit and try to disrespect a woman of a black woman, a woman of color. I'm not gonna do it, right? And they be trying to get me to do it, but you gonna see some hating. But so that's a topic one day that I wanna touch on because I feel like it is
What topic?
I think it still bothers a lot of black women that black men are marrying or dating outside the race. I think black women have a respectful but ill-placed what's what I'm looking for. I don't want to say responsibility, but I'm gonna use the term response. Not what I mean, and I'm gonna try to correct the word. But they have a ill-placed responsibility to black men. Like black women are the lowest to marry out, right?
Wait. When you say ill placed, meaning
What I mean is they are willing to do for black men what a lot of black men are not willing to do for them. That's what I mean, right? It's not reciprocated, right? But to a certain extent, they're not willing to do the poly shit. A lot of them, right? Which means the numbers the math don't math, right? A lot of sisters, and that now a lot of sisters ain't really into the. You'll see, you'll hear quick. I ain't trying to share my man, and that's cool. I respect that, but it ain't enough decent motherfuckers go around, and I think we talked slightly about that earlier. Ain't enough decent motherfuckers go around for you to have your own.
right. So in that regard, yeah, right. I do think that if you are a so-called black woman and you are not open to that construct, then for you to have that type of allegiance to
That's where I was allegiance. There you go.
to black men, it's not it's counterproductive. It's not conducive to something a healthy outcome because a lot of us are like we're not healthy collectively, right? So a lot of us are not healthy. We're not eligible for a healthy relationship or qualify rather. And then you're not open to quote unquote sharing those of us that are healthy and eligible, right? So and if you're not willing to go outside, I mean, it is, yeah, I have to agree, even though I think I appreciate black women having allegiance
I
to
would say it's respectful, but
it's
I
just
think
not practical. It's not practical.
right, it's not beneficial, right? You can't say, "Hey, I want my own, and I don't want anybody that don't look like me," and expect to find it and him be good. Like, just keep it real. There's not enough, right? Took Robin's sister 34 years to find one. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
but you know what's the interesting part about it is that like it's the difference between a person who looks like you and a person that's so-called black, right? Because there are so many people in the world that look like us, right? It's
Right,
more people in the world that look like us than not.
right. But
But
most motherfuckers ain't leaving this country. Shit, most of us don't leave the state.
yeah,
You know
but
what I'm
I'm
saying?
saying even in the States, like the amount of Puerto Rican men, you know what I mean, or
But they not. I mean, respectfully, right? A
They're
lot
not
of them
mixing their
ain't
bloodline.
they picking their own women. Their own women are naturally submissive and raised to
no,
be
I know.
wives, and you know
I
what I'm
know.
saying?
I agree. I'm just saying that I'm saying that we don't entertain we just have a really small perception or small-minded perception of like what constitutes like because we put ourselves in that racial box, like you know what I mean, that calling us black, you know what I mean, like you know when you like I just can't I don't think that that's healthy for us anymore. I don't think it's productive for us anymore.
It's you. I can tell who has and has not left the United States by how they refer to themselves, right? If you like, I'm black. You probably never left because the second you leave this motherfucker, they be like, black what? Right? Like black
Like
people
when
come
you
from all over the world.
go to the Bahamas. Like you go to the Bahamas, like they not black over there. You know what I mean? Like it's
Right?
they
They
don't
look like you,
yeah, and
right?
it doesn't even it's just not a thing over there. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like
Everybody outside of us is focused on heritage and culture, right? Like I've met people like, oh, I'm a Yugoslavian Canadian, right? I'm of Yugoslavian descent, but I'm born in Canada and right? So that's how they did. It's not black, white, motherfucker skin white as hell, but they don't say white. You know what I'm saying? So, but so that's just what I was saying is I think it's respectful. I respect the desire behind it, but it's ill placed because if you are truly looking for a good man and just purely mathematics alone, women outnumber men. Not dramatically, but enough that everybody can't have one. And then you have men that are incarcerated, you have men that are in the other men. The numbers are further reduced. You have married men, right? And then you have those men that don't meet their beauty standards, right? You know what I'm saying? Some people are like, hey, you gotta look a certain way.
Yeah,
Right? And I'm fucking with Robin.
I got some thinking to do.
I was sure finna say I felt like that was a shot.
Now, I'm talking about you, not in a bad way, right? So if you line up all your here's what I have to have, right? That's a small subset of men.
Hey,
And-
Robin, you not with it? You not with that?
Well, what?
Polygamy.
I'm open to it.
Okay.
But
you always been open to it?
Yeah.
I would say since I knew you, right? Yeah, I ain't nothing I think you ever really shied away from.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that like we talked about getting married and no shit like that. I'm just saying the conversations.
Yeah, no, I gotta
but
say
that's-
definitely 18 when I first started, yeah. I've never been like, oh, that's not for me. No.
Yeah.
Now, so let's talk about polygamy for a second. I'm gonna say 95% of the men that want to do it ain't prepared for it.
And they're not qualified for it anyway.
That's what I mean. You're not prepared for it. Because most
Yeah.
men think polygamy is I get to smash two chicks constantly.
It has nothing to do with that anyway.
Right.
At all. Really.
The
I mean, that's just a plus that comes with it.
but it's not a plus if you don't do the rest of the shit because you're not smashing nobody. If you can't protect the home, if you can't provide, right? And I'm not saying this is 2024. I'm not saying they shouldn't work and they should stay home and raise kids. I'm not even saying that. I'm saying you still have to have you got to be a certain caliber of man, right? You have to understand. Again, if you ain't had one, two is not in your motherfucking wheelhouse. Let me just say it that way. If a motherfucker ain't been able to lock down and hold down one, two is not in your wheelhouse.
Yeah, but even I'm saying polygamy is really more so about putting your woman in a position that's going to benefit the family, right?
Family unit.
So sex, even with sex with both of them at the same time, doesn't even seem sensible because that means if you get both of them pregnant, then one of them can't even help the other one, support the other one, or play that role. You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't. Yeah. So it's like I said, it's structured to the whole entire thing. That's why that off the top disqualifies.
I mean, we're not family oriented anymore, right?
Yeah.
So that makes it even when I hear people, men specifically, talk about polygamy, they're talking about the benefits of two women. Like, bro, you also have the negatives of two women, right? You have two women who are going through whatever fuck women going through, right? It's women are different, right? We're emotionally different creatures.
In polygamy, really, your wife, your first wife is supposed to really choose the
second, right? The additional one, right?
You know what I mean?
It ain't on you, right?
You would approve it, but because she is supposed to know what the family needs. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is really nothing about. And if you don't, you could potentially have another wife that you're not having kids, right? So if you're not in a healthy polygamous situation, that's the only reason you have sex is to have kids.
To reproduce, right.
It's about nation building. That's what I'm saying. If you're doing it from a structure standpoint, I'm not saying that y'all can't do whatever y'all would decide y'all want to do, but it becomes something different at that point.
Right. No, I'm with you. I'm with you on that one, right? And that's the part I think we just so that's what I was going back to is it's not something the majority of women of our culture are open to, right? You want your own great man, and unfortunately, there's not that many available.
Yeah, you know
right?
what? If we actually did polygamy, like really, the other wives would probably have to be older women that ain't really, you know what I mean, like.
I think it's more. I think older women would accept it more than younger women because I think a lot of younger women figure I got more options. In reality, they may not. Right? You can get your back blew out more.
No, they
right?
don't have more options.
So that's something I wanted to talk about. I think we don't. The majority of us men no longer look at women like life partners. We look at them like, man, they look so good. I just want to smash. Right? Everything's so accentuated.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. That's the reason. Though it's so accentuated. You know
Everything's
what I mean?
so accentuated. We don't even look at them anymore. And I'm saying we collectively, right? There's exceptions, obviously. We don't.
But
men
are shallow as far as we're visually shallow. I mean, that's just what we visual being.
It's why a chick with a BBL look like, man, most people like, I smashed that, but nobody really want to wife it.
I
You know
just
what I'm saying? Like, no, I've never met a dude who was like, man, I wanted to smash her, but her eyelashes wasn't right. Right? And I'm like, we don't care about that shit. Right? The superficial, that shit looks good. Right? Like everybody loves, most men love when a girl get all dressed up for some fun shit. Right? Like, you get your girl dressed up and y'all have a date night and, you know what I'm saying, whether y'all leave the house or not, that shit, you cool, right? It looks, but most of that is about the sex part of it,
yeah,
right? Because let's be real,
yeah,
whoever you meet in the streets, they gonna look like that in the morning. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah. And you,
but that's how you matter.
if you're doing other shit, you really ain't got the energy for that. That's why I don't think. Once again, I just think that we are too shallow to even
Absolutely.
be better as a culture because the things that we prioritize now, like that's what we talk about. We really talk about, like we really say that if he or she is not sexually pleasing, then it ain't gonna work. To me disqualifies you as a healthy person because even a mature person knows or mature experienced person knows that it's really about the chemistry y'all got. If y'all have chemistry in a
100%.
relationship, then anything y'all do is gonna be cool. You know what I mean? But we're a weird
It's the
species.
motherfuckers with nobody that's saying all this weird shit. Like, so I was having a conversation with the homie, and I'm like, bro, one of his favorite chicks is Beyonce. He thinks she's one of the most beautiful women in the world. Cool. I can't. Everybody's got their preference. But I'm like, do you think Jay-Z still think that motherfucker bad after he smashed a few thousand times? That's just normal, right? So the physical, while it looks good, just becomes whatever she is, just becomes normal, right? That's your regular, right? And I think a lot of single men, again, as we age, right, we start to make up shit that these weird ass standards that we know don't fit us. Again, I'm not saying you can't have a super bad chick that's 30 with no kids and never married. But I'm saying is she probably ain't gonna have you, right? Because she got mad options, right? If you're just an average earning man, you ain't special, you ain't nothing. I mean, she's an anomaly, right? There's not a lot of her, right? And there's a whole bunch of you. So why you? I'm not saying a motherfucker don't deserve, but I'm like, you gotta stand out. Nothing about you, and there's nothing wrong with that, but nothing about you stands out. So why the fuck she gonna pick you? You know what I'm saying? So I think the relationship, we're being fed what a relationship should be by motherfuckers who are not in relationships. Whether it be Kendra G, goddamn it, on the female side, or Fresh and Fit on the male side, and even then, right? Fresh and Fit talk all this shit, and your boy fell in love with a hooker and knocked her up,
That's crazy.
right? Like, bro, this is the shit you say don't do, but you did it. And it's because none of that shit matters. Listen, we can list every rule in the world as to what we have to have as a woman, and as soon as we find a motherfucker with the chemistry that make us feel good, all that shit go out the window.
It do. It do.
You know what I'm saying? Kids included, all this other shit don't matter because that chemistry is what naturally attracts us. But we portray this bullshit as people, and it makes it hard for somebody to actually get to fucking like you. Like, I couldn't imagine meeting somebody on social media today because the first thing I'm gonna do is go to all your motherfucking Facebook posts, right? Or your Instagram post. And I'm like, all right, you could have been cool, but the shit you said, could be all fake, right? But that's what I gotta judge you on.
Hey, that's what I'm saying. I don't think we don't really deserve to even be better as a culture when we look at the standard that we created for ourselves and that we allow. I mean, we don't like the when we celebrate certain images of ourselves. I mean, we don't even just celebrate it, we champion it.
Yep.
I mean, then that becomes our standard.
Bro, yeah, it's Juneteenth and motherfuckers is celebrating. Frank's Place, goddamn it, had 20 police out there earlier. I'm like, God damn, bro. Like, and this is the culture we try to uphold. I seen somebody say, well, I'm going here because they got the police. I don't want to be where the police have to be for me to be okay.
That's
Right?
what I
Like,
yeah,
we get mad at chicks for wanting to be around these bullshit people, but we love them too. Right? We love the same dudes we like. She shouldn't even like this motherfucker. They got to choose better. But we fucking with them on the regular. Right? We don't abstain from hanging and associating and supporting the same men we want women to abstain from being around.
So maybe that's the key word. Then we need to really focus on what the expand the our understanding of abstaining, or abstinence, right? Like, because we generally, when we talk about abstinence, we make it purely sexual,
Right.
and I think that we need to make it's bigger than that for us. We need to abstain from a lot of things.
Negativity, it,
Yeah,
anything
even
that
learning
puts
that.
your
No,
family at risk.
no, but you saying something negativity, because I'm saying right now, if you can post, if I post something and I caption it with, I'm finna go in on this bitch ass nigga real quick.
Everybody there.
If I caption it, you know what I mean, I just want to talk to y'all about something, just a breakthrough I had. I'm telling you, the level of engagement is literally it's gonna show you what we are enticed by.
100%.
So we
I
need
mean,
to. We need. How do we? I don't even know how we get there. How we abstain from? How we learn how to abstain from negativity? Like, what does that even?
we have to disassociate ourselves with
Okay.
our friends and family that do dumb shit,
So disassociation. That's key.
right? Our friends that do dumb shit,
I agree.
we have to separate ourselves from,
Yeah,
right?
separation. Yeah, separation is key. So disassociation. What else do we need to do?
I mean, disassociation is everything,
Yeah,
right? If
disassociation.
we disassociate with people from a societal standpoint, what they do and the groups they can do it and get smaller, right? Like if you go to any stupid ass event, right? And I'm talking shit where people acting up, right? These little street takeovers, right? Right. I don't know if I mean, you got them in Indianapolis, right? The little
Yeah.
street takeovers, these cats shut down the lanes and they do.
Yeah.
People are out there, average, regular dudes and chicks, and they supporting that bullshit, right? So
Yeah.
it's always going to go. And then the girls, right? Dudes, man, all these bitches fucking with all these dumbass dudes in these cars doing these donuts. You standing right next to her, bro, cheering this motherfucker on. She looks at you, looking up to him. She's like, well, that's who I need to be fucking with,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? So
I
the disassociation with the negative behavior, right, is step one, right?
Right.
If you don't fuck with your kids, I don't fuck with you. I don't care who you are, friends, family. That's just
Yeah.
who I am.
Yeah. The disassociation.
But that's not. I remember, bro, and this is a long time ago because I had hair, right? I remember at the barbershop, I'm outside talking to my homie. They bragging about how much they don't pay in child support. I'm like, man, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? One dude like, I got 10 kids. I pay less than $25 a week for each one of them. I'm like, bro, that's what the fuck you want to, y'all having this conversation like it's cool? Right? I'm like, I can't fuck with these dudes, right? Like, I'm fucking with y'all at the barbershop, but I'm going to go ahead and walk the fuck back in. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause we was outside kicking it. I see Robin back, so I'm going to bring her back in. Every time she drop, I drop her ass out. But so you back on with the camera. But like, we don't disassociate. I'm not saying if you have 5 kids by 5 dudes or 5 chicks, we should say fuck you. If you have any kids by anybody and you don't fuck with them, then we should say fuck you. Right? I remember when I was in the streets, bro, and I had a homie, right? I had some shit going on. He said, oh man, bro, I ride on the motherfucker. I said, bro, do you have kids? Don't risk you not being there for your children for me. Because I'm not doing that shit for you, bro. Right? I'm going home to my motherfucking kids. And I realized at a young age, I'm like, these motherfuckers don't see reality for what it is. Right? I'm not risking my family's well-being for anybody else.
So we need to be more selfless. Then
Selfish. I'm gonna go with selfish.
we need to be. You say we need to be more selfish.
We need to be more selfish. We need to say it's not beneficial for me to associate with this person, therefore I will not associate with this person. Right? That's how you disassociate. It's cool and it's fun, but there's no benefit. Right? There are people that I love that I will never fuck with because there's no benefit. The risk is too big.
I understand that.
don't know what you have going on in your life, right? And me fucking with this, I hit a motherfucker. Hey, bro, I'm gonna be at B-Dubs on Great. Come slide through, right? I hit some people like that because now we're in a neutral spot. I ain't respond. I'm not picking you up, right?
Yeah.
Like, and I'm on some daytime shit, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna take you out your element,
Yeah.
right? Because I don't know your element. Right? If one of my homies hit me up, be like, hey, man, meet me at Linda Grill, and I ain't fucking with him in a minute, I don't know what you got going on, bro. That's your regular spot. I fucks with Linda Grill on the regular. I'm not going there with you. I don't know. I don't know who you know what I'm saying? If you recommending that shit, I ain't going.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you, right? I'm just saying certain
Yeah.
homies
I get
because
you.
I don't know what shit you in, and I know if you in some shit, it's gonna be there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
We fuck up where we comfortable at, which is the exact opposite of shit you should do. Right?
Yeah.
like I said, bro, it's a sad situation that whether you are a fan of the holiday or not, we are going to wake up with less so-called black people tomorrow morning than we woke up with this morning because it's a holiday and we are gonna fuck some shit up. It's our holiday, and bro, I used to spend my younger days arguing against so-called racism online, but bro, I'm looking at the shit motherfuckers say now, and I be ready to argue, but I'm like, damn, I can put a name on the shit they talking about.
Yeah, I say this all the time. That I spent some time out of my life under that spell. Um, but and the good thing about it is I still learn a lot about life. I learn a lot about myself, and I don't dismiss it in totality.
Right,
I had to look at it through a different lens because I understand what it is. It's still a construct, right? It's not one of those things where it's got to be black and white, no pun intended. You know what I'm
right,
saying?
right,
Like
right.
it's so, and then it allows me, and I also it wasn't good, it wasn't healthy for me because it was emotionally taxing. You know what I'm saying? It could cheat you out of enjoying life. So I can afford to live under that construct, but. And it takes it literally takes your focus off of the accountability of your own people because we have more power than what we like to acknowledge. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
We have more responsibility and more influence and impact and control over our condition than we like to acknowledge because we too busy talking about shit that is really beyond our control because we own if you're on social media then you are agreeing to be bombarded with these constructs because that's what it.
that's what's there.
Yeah, right. That we look at the WNBA right now; it's literally growing based on the racial construct. You know, the
Right.
Caitlin Clark and what's her name,
Yeah,
um,
I know you're talking about
Angel Reese.
right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying? It literally
That
is.
is a racial goddamn.
Yeah,
That's like the NBA in the '70s or
yeah.
'60s.
So I'm saying like, and you are subscribing to it if you jump like, cause if you wasn't on social media, you wouldn't even know anything about it. You know what I mean? If anything, you might hear about, you might go to a game and enjoy it, but now you looking at it through the lens of, with the racial construct. So I'm saying that to me, when I realized that was happening, I had to take a step back and kind of just reconfigure how I'm gonna approach that construct. And to me, it's a relative. And the truth is that it's not even that relevant in my life. In my life, you know what I mean? That's why I say I won't dismiss it for everybody else.
Right, right,
But I'm saying for my life, it really ain't that relevant. It's not that relevant at this point because, I mean, it ain't stopping me from doing nothing that I want to do.
right. I would say in my situation, it's a bigger deal, right? Because I have to be aware of how it stands out, right? There's some people who don't like me simply because of my skin color. Cool, right? They don't matter. They're gonna hate me and they're gonna walk off.
Yeah, I'm saying I wouldn't even.
But
Unless
having a white woman with me
yeah,
makes the situation. There's some people who don't like it to the point where they wanna get involved, right? So my head's on a swivel more, right? But the majority of if I was to be honest with myself and say, man, listen, if I had to lay out all my problems, who I worried about, it's more people who look like me than not, right?
yeah.
That's a sad reality. Um,
I think the difference is you have to adapt per your lifestyle, per your choices. You
right,
have to adapt to it. But if we look at it purely from a so we're saying that systemic oppression is really more economically based, right? And if you look at your circumstances economically, it did not suppress you in a way
no,
that
we have opportunity, right? I
yeah,
argue with
yeah,
one of my homies. Like, oh
yeah.
man, I can't do this because this and this. And I'm like, bro, listen, I had a kid at 18. I have a motherfucking GED. I never set foot in college class. Stop telling me. And this was in the '90s, bro. You have everything today, right? If you go to my Facebook page, you look at all my public posts. It's all sharing shit about AI and how you can come up.
Man, that's what
Like
I was just ready to say that. Like right today is the day where really I ain't gonna say college education is worthless, but I'm saying
it's harder to justify.
yeah, it's just hard to
I
justify
mean, if
based
you go
on
to Notre Dame, you go to Harvard, you go to Yale, you paying for the name, right? That
right.
comes with some
But you
plugs.
exactly. It comes with like
But
life, like you're
but if
paying.
you look at just look at the top earners, Bill Gates, right? You look at Jeff Bezos, you look at Elon Musk. They're not college graduates, bro.
I'm saying you got kids right now. You know what I mean?
Millions.
Like it just is what it is. And so I'm saying technology. That's where we're at in life right now. Now, once again, certain certain career paths, yeah, you gonna have to go to college because you know what I mean, like that.
You should, right? You
Yeah,
need to
right.
learn this. You need to want to be a heart surgeon. I need you to. I need
Yeah,
you to fucking go to school.
or college. If nothing else, go to college just to experience, being socialized in a certain way.
Right. You're
Like
not going for
I'm
education at that point, right?
right. I'm okay with that, but what I'm saying is that we cannot say that we don't have opportunity. Like the shit is just so
You
plentiful
got to
right
fuck it
now.
up.
Like, yeah, you have to really try. Now you like I just don't want to do shit.
And that's what I think. Like again, I go back to we want to be victims. I had these conversations with brothers, and I had a conversation with one of my guys today. I'm like, bro, I don't know why Robin Oh, she
Yeah.
on YouTube. That's why her shit
Oh,
show up.
okay.
YouTube.
Okay.
It's Facebook that's deciding to be stupid.
Okay. Okay.
But reality is we are making decisions to not be better, right? And these decisions to not be better, we're justifying based on shit that ain't fucking with us right now. Racism is real, but it ain't stopping most of us right now. We are stopping ourselves,
Yeah,
right?
it's just a construct, like a lot of other things. Like
It should design to hold you back, but it doesn't work if you don't let it,
yeah,
right? I'm not
because
saying
it's people. It's what I'm saying. It's
right.
people. It's
I'm,
not.
I'm
the
not saying
actual-
motherfuckers ain't trying to slow you down, right? That's my pops used to tell me. He said, listen, you gonna have to try twice as hard to get as far. That's the reality of the skin you were born with. That's not your fault, but that don't mean that you can complain. His words, you can complain about it, or you can deal with it. If you deal with it, you can be successful. If you complain about it, you won't make it anywhere.
Yeah, I'm just saying that. Okay, if we look at if we look at politics, in politics there are minimal so-called black people, but they're right in politics. There are literally people trying to hold each other back based on the political aspect of it. You know what I mean? Like, for whatever I'm saying it's like no matter what route you take, it's going to be people that are going to try to hold you back
Yeah.
for whatever their reasons are. If you're trying to go do a traditional career path, then yes, your skin color could be a barrier in the sense that there's bias that is associated with it, right? But we live in a time where you can literally create opportunity out of whatever you want to create it out of,
Bro.
and where it's irrelevant because people don't care. I'll tell you one thing that I don't. The most so-called racist person don't give a damn about where good food come from.
Nope.
I mean, they just don't. They really don't, and they really don't give a damn about where good healthcare come. You know what I mean? Like if you good at what you do in certain respects, they don't care. It's just
I think
irrelevant.
the people who are the most upset about so-called race, the people who are willing to say I'm not doing that if you black or if you white, are the motherfuckers with the least. Right?
That's what I'm saying.
It's the motherfuckers with the least, right?
It's
Because
irrelevant.
they don't have in a grand scheme of things, they don't have an impact on reality, right? You might fuck up my day at best, right? By saying some bullshit, and I let you get to me,
That's the thing.
right? The people who have the power to really affect you, if you're earning and you doing your shit, one color everybody loves more than any color they hate is green. Right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
If you go back in history, I know we crossed that line, but you go back and you look at the NBA, they didn't let black people play in the NBA because they love black people.
At all.
Right? They didn't
At
let
all.
black people play in MLB because they love black people.
Yeah.
Right? It was
Yeah.
money.
Yeah.
Money trumps everything.
Yeah.
Right?
Just like rap music. That rap music,
right.
It's because there's money involved. They and so and just like it's a lot of black people that are in those same spaces. They're billionaires and millionaires. And guess what? They don't care about race anymore.
No, they have a new problem. It's maintaining that wealth.
Yeah, and they align with so-called white people or whoever. They don't. That's why because money is not our issue. We spend the most money. So I'm saying if we spend the most money in the society, then we make the most money, right? To spend. It's because we have accepted our position as second-class citizens.
100%.
Like this is how we look at ourselves when we are really way bigger than that.
My boy, he'd be like, man, no offense, right? And I don't ever take it. He say, but when black people get money, they don't go back to the hood and they don't reach out for other black folks. I'm like, bro, listen, we have a lot of opportunities. I said, I've brought several so-called black folk through the industry I'm in, right? I had a young man who was a intern for me, and I fed him as much information as I could. I'm like, you need to be better than me, right? I had former business partner who worked. I worked at a company. He worked below me, and I'm like, bro, in the next 3 years, I need you somewhere else, right? You have to. My goal is to make you surpass me. We ended up starting a business, right? I've done a lot of things, but I've also tried to help a lot of brothers, and I'm like, there's no helping certain people, right?
Yeah.
I remember telling my cousin and two of our guys, hey man, fuck these streets. My exact words to him was, let's go get this white man money, right? I'm like, let's get into this computer shit. Man, fuck that. These streets is okay, cool, right? You where you at? 20 years later, motherfuckers still in the streets, right? And when every time I see them, they on that same, man, I should have listened. You listen, you just didn't want to hear me,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, I've talked to. I got one of my homies. I love him to death. I took time away from my family. Right, bro called me on a Christmas Eve. Hey man, I want to talk to you about this technology shit. I told my wife, I said, hey, listen, my guy hit me up. You know, he want to get in this industry. I know it's Christmas Eve, right? But I need to go sit with him because while I'm gonna take a little bit of time from us, I can change this man's life and his kid's life, right? And I went and sat down and we talked, and the nigga did nothing with that shit, bro. And I got mad in the motherfucker. I've had 3 homies that asked me, and I worked with them, and I'm like, they ain't do nothing with it.
Right. So
And I'm like, you have to show me, you have to show me, you know what I'm saying, what's going down. I know we hit that limit, bro.
Yeah.
And so my broadcast yelling at me anyway, talking about it's about to end. I don't know why. But I guess I probably got my shit set or something for 2 hours. But let's continue this shit. What's today? Today Wednesday.
okay. Yeah.
We should be good, son. I'll be pulling back up Sunday. I'm going to Louisville sometime this weekend.
Yeah. I'll be in Chicago too. Let's play about it.
We'll catch you next Wednesday then.
Yeah. Let's play. Yeah. Let's.
All right, man. Hey, hit me up on tomorrow, man. Tell me where your ass gonna be. You know what I'm saying in the city, man. I ain't fucking with it, but I'm curious to know where you gonna be.
Okay.
All right, man. Bad. Appreciate it.
100.
Yep. Peace.